Hello and welcome, or welcome back to the stream. It is the 6th. Why do I feel like Grimes when I try and say 6th? It is the 6th spooky Saturday stream. Hey Ricochet, and yeah, here we are. Well, I thought first of all we could kick off with looking at curses on Etsy, because if you watched last night's stream, we talked about how a writer at Jezebel 2 days before Charlie Kirk's assassination published an article about how she paid witches on Etsy to curse Charlie Kirk. And I thought, ooh, that's spooky. Well, that's kind of a little bit spooky. So I thought we could have a look at some spells on Etsy. So let's have a look-see. What one should I use? All right, so we've got some curses. Ooh. Okay, we've got some curse removal. We've got some extreme bad luck spells. Photo proof. They send you photo proof that they cast your spell. Bad luck revenge curse. All right, some of these are like pretty cheap. Some of these are less than $10. Some of these are like 500 Australian dollars, which is nuts. What ones do you reckon they used? Ooh, I don't know. Let's find some and click on them. Oh, this one's got a black cat. Look, it's got a baby. It's got a baby. I love black cats. Black cats are like one of my favorite things in the world. That's why I have a black cat, because they're so cool. Ultimate revenge spell. This sounds like something an Etsy feminist, a Jezebel feminist would do. I used to read Jezebel, like back in the day. I used to read it. Back before everyone lost their goddamn minds. All right. Ultimate revenge spell. Curse your enemy. Karmic vengeance. Energetic payback. Return karma. Destroy your enemy. Isn't karma like something from a past life? Not like in this current, like you pay your karmic debt when you die, right? And then you get reincarnated as whatever. Am I misunderstanding that? I don't think it's something. I don't think your deeds in this life affect your karma immediately. I think it's a past life thing. That's my understanding, again, from watching K-drama. All of my understanding of Buddhism comes from K-drama, guys. So I got to... Oop, and I got out of the curses. Oh, wait, it's here. Karma is basically cause and effect. Well, yeah. That's what, when people are always like, oh, look, his karma came back. And I'm like, no, he was an asshole. And then people were mean back to him. That is just cause and effect. Hello, Hyperbovian. I had the best shower about an hour ago because I've been so sick. I've just been in the same pajamas and I felt really disgusting. And I had the longest, nicest shower. It was so good. You know, like when you go camping for like a week or you like go hiking for like a week and it's like a proper campsite, not like a glamping campsite where they have like showers and toilets and stuff. And you get home and you like peel your clothes off and you have a shower. Oh. It felt like that. It felt so good. What spell should we look at? Arabic black magic for sickness, $121. Let's find the most expensive spell and see what they are offering to do. All right, this one is $656.91 Australian dollars. All right. Direct binding. Asclepian divine healer, supreme healing magic, restorative vital energies, chakra flow alignment, holistic energy balance. How does that make sense if you're cursing somebody? So confused. Today, I present to you a direct binding for your new high Asclepian divine healer. This is an extraordinary spirit whose healing abilities and sacred bond with Asclepius surpass those of nearly any other entity in the spirit-keeping world. I thought this was supposed to be... Are we reviewing Etsy spells? Yeah, we're talking about how Charlie Kirk had 2 days before his death, had that Jezebel article posted about how they put Etsy hexes on them. So we're just looking at what kind of things they had. Anyway, let's read a review. I had a funny experience recently right after the binding. So this lady paid this person $700. I had a funny experience recently right after the binding. My significant other swears he saw a great big dog figure standing outside my bedroom door, and what made it even better is I didn't even tell him. I've made it a habit to withhold when I'm bringing a new spirit into the house. What could go wrong, guys? Let's just bring spirits into the house, especially ones that sound like they're hellhounds. What could go wrong? So I can see what he picks up as somebody that's never had a spiritual experience before. I adore every single spirit I adopt here, and I'm grateful for Lacey. Okay, I don't know what that means. This spell doesn't even make sense to me. It's for binding somebody. That's not really a curse. It's just being able to stop them from, like, affecting you. This one is 790, but that's for removing a curse. Dark voodoo spell for $5. This one is $1,800, but it doesn't say it's a curse. Anyway, what do you all think? It's Spooky Saturday, so let's just work off the premise that witchcraft is effectual. It can affect the physical material world. Let's just work off that premise. What do you think of the ethics of cursing, like, somebody whose opinions you agree with? What do we think about that? I don't know. Look, I think there are some people that genuinely perform these spells on this site, but I think a lot of people, if they're charging $4 and stuff, that's not going to cover, like, the cost of a fucking candle. Trust me, as a candle girly, candles are fucking expensive these days. Gone are the days where you could go to the $2 shop and get, like, a nice candle. It costs so much money to get candles now. So I don't think the people that are charging like $10, whatever, but I think also a lot of the people that are charging hundreds of dollars probably aren't casting them either. I think it's just really, really easy money to sit there and say someone, I cast your spell today in the hour of Jupiter, or I cast your spell today in the hour of Mars, and just like send them the same picture of a candle burning that you send to every other person. Like, I think that's pretty standard, but I believe there are some genuine practitioners on here. Even the Jezebel author that wrote the article, I won't be naming her because they did take her name off the article, and then later on they took the entire article down. So I'm not going to be naming her because obviously she's probably a target for people that would want like retribution for what happens to Charlie Kirk. So I'm not going to name her, even though she's a fuckwit. I'm not going to name her. I think she's a dickhead. But and also she was like, lol, it's so funny, I'm paying witches, but like just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it doesn't work. Like, I don't know. I think it's very spoopy. I think I don't know. I wouldn't rule out it, you know. I believe in witchcraft, right? I'm a Christian, so I believe what the Bible says, and the Bible says that like witchcraft and magic and divination and all that type of stuff exists. So like I believe in it. And a lot of Charlie Kirk's supporters are also Christian, so they would also believe. They would also believe in it. So I just think overall, dumb, not smart. Obviously, not blaming her for the death of Charlie Kirk, obviously. The only person responsible is that weird twink with the Hasberg chin that that did the deed. We found out about him today, but we'll get into that on tonight's show because this is the spoopy show, everybody. It's the spoopy show. Anyone who uses hate directed at somebody will suffer themselves. Well, I think that too. I think like if you send out negative energy, it does tend to come back to you. Even if the way that you move through the world is a hateful person, even if you don't believe in like energy exchange or any of that, the way that people react to you is also going to be hateful, right? All right, well, I have been sick as a dog, so I have not done any prep at all, but let's let's look for some content. It's still incitement, yeah. Homemade Ouija boards. Oh, I hate Ouija boards. Never use them. It is Saturday. It is Saturday. It is. We can't go into Melbourne because there's civil war on the streets of Melbourne, apparently. All the protesters are bashing each other. Charlie Kirk is the right-wing version of George Floyd, to be honest. Not equivalent, but the powers that be will use the death to push more authority. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. It's, everybody's baying for blood, and honestly I wouldn't be surprised if we see some type of civil war break out in America. People are so polarized. It's either one way or the other. There seemed to be very little people, from what I could see, taking like a mature approach to it and say, okay, I didn't agree with the guy because I don't agree with the guy's politics, but I watched his wife thanking people for their support and stuff this morning, and I cried. Like, that's a woman that lost her husband, and I don't want to be the type of person that uses their humanity because I think somebody else has the incorrect opinions. I don't want, like, what's the point of being right if I lose my humanity? Oh wow, like my left-wing ideology is going to keep me warm at night. No, at the end of the day, I want to go to sleep knowing that I'm not a cunt. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's yeah, I just think it's incredibly sad, and I think violence is not the answer. I think more discourse is the answer. More people reaching out to people with opposing views, being nice, being sincere. And look, obviously there are the people that are so indoctrinated either way. Like when you have somebody that's a Nazi, or you have somebody that's like, a Hassan Piker type who you have to agree with me 100%, even if you agree with me on 99.5% of issues, you're a fascist. Like that type of thing is ridiculous to me. And we all have to start going back to our morals, not our ideologies, because ideologies are imperfect. They're imperfect when they're applied. We've seen that historically with different types of government that have been, that have been rolled out in some pretty bloodthirsty ways. So yeah, look. Just you can say I didn't agree with what Charlie Kirk said, but if you say that you're glad that he's dead, I don't know. Kind of maybe take a look at yourself. I don't know. I just think it's a very sad indictment of how sick our society is at the moment, that you could be happy that someone died. Like a father of young kids with a young wife. Like his kids are both under the age of 3. That's awful. You can say he was a fuckwit. That's fine. I mean, I would probably wait, until the body's cold before I said that. That's just me personally. I like to have a little bit of class. I'm not particularly classy, but a little bit of class. a little bit of class goes, you know, goes a long way. Sovereign citizens will never be governed. We need these people to be in jail, unfortunately, not just collecting drink driving tickets. Well, if they want to be sovereign citizens, why don't we just find an island? Australia's got a lot of like coastal islands. Why don't we just find an island and say, okay, off you go. You're sovereign of this little island. We'll drop food off for you once a week. Yeah, I think if they're so hell-bent on not being a part of our society, I also think look, if they break laws, obviously put them in jail. But if they're just, you know, sticking to their dickhead ideology, then sleep is a good analogy. When asleep and you're in a dream, you believe everything is true, and any actions taken in dream will be remembered after waking up, and we see the truth of the dream. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, haunted America. Wasn't that basically what Australia was to the Brits? Yeah, but the convicts that came out here, it was mostly for petty crime, right? And it was mostly for free slave labor, right? Because the convicts were essentially slaves. Like, a lot of them were worked to death. That's why there's like so much hauntings around like Parramatta and stuff like that, because they were, you know, they were all expected to work in insane heat. There was no sanitation in Sydney. Obviously, there were no sewers. There was no, yeah, it was just awful conditions. But yeah, we were originally I hate this word because it sounds like penis. We were originally a penal colony. I'm going to say penal colony because it sounds rude and I don't want it. But yeah, that was, you know, that wasn't, most Australians don't have convict ancestry at this point in the game, let's just say. You have to go way, your family has to go way back to Australia to have convict ancestry. And actually, a lot of prime ministers have used the fact that they are descended from convicts as a part of their election campaigns, right? I know Kevin Rudd was like, I'm descended from convicts. Actually, let's have a look at that. That's funny. It's not spooky, but, you know, ADHD gonna be ADHDing. That's what we be doing. Prime Ministers. Australian. Descended. Which one is it? Oh, so this is Kevin Rudd. His great. I don't know how many greats. I'm just making it up. He learnt he is a 7th generation Australian on 3 family lines and amongst the 6th generation of Rudds born in New South Wales. A 12-year-old convict who arrived on the Second Fleet, a coin forger, an Irish foundling, and free settler farmers are among Kevin Rudd's forebears. I know there's more. I know there's quite a few that have convict ancestry. But the point is, you know, your parents could, your ancestors could have come over here in chains, and now 7 generations later, you're the prime minister. So I think that's pretty cool. And let's be honest, all Australians, we've got a little bit of that dog in us, right? We've got a little bit of that. We want to commit petty crimes. I know I do. I don't, obviously, but I do get the urge to do, you know. Oh, Scott Morrison has convict roots. Ooh, gross. He shat his pants at Engadine Macca's. It's a true story, and I refuse to believe otherwise. Today, about 20% of Australians are descendants of convicts, including plenty of prominent citizens. Oh, maybe we should look at convict ghosts. It was mostly to persecute Irish kids. Yeah, 100%. 100% pretty racist. Convict ghosts. Oh, why did it say convict 99? I thought I wrote ghosts. All right. Port Arthur, Ghosts of Australia's most notorious convict site. Filthy Ghost in Haunted Jail. Okay, Albany. I think that's in Western Australia. Castle Hill Heritage Park. Asylum Ghost Investigation. Active Spirits, Haunted Relics. And Old Sydney Government Farm Convict Settlement. I don't know. There's a few. Ooh, the Ouija board trial. Did ghosts convict a murderer? That sounds interesting. Let's look at that.
If you ever find yourself on a jury that must decide the fate of the person on trial, you might find yourself racked with doubt.
Oh, wait, no. I read that wrong. Did ghosts commit a murder? That's not what I wanted. I wanted convicts. I read convicts as convicts and it hurt my brain. Okay, don't worry, guys. I will wake up. I have had a kidney infection all week, so we're doing our best. All right, let's... So always trying to feed me American stuff. All right, let's have a look at the Port Arthur one.
In the secluded region of Port Arthur, Tasmania, the air is thick with stories of a past that seems to echo through every shadowed corner.
Oh,
Once
no.
the site of a brutal convict settlement, Port Arthur served as a prison for the British Empire's most hardened criminals during the 19th century. The penal colony was notorious for its isolation and grim living conditions, trapping its inmates in a land far removed from civilization, surrounded by harsh seas and impenetrable wilderness. Convicts were forced into endless days of hard
Because modern architecture is so hideously ugly, I look at this and I'm like, wow, that's so pretty. I would live there.
labor and solitude, often at the mercy of unforgiving guards and a strict, unyielding penal system. The isolation wasn't merely physical. Many of the inmates were subjected to psychological torment, deprived of light, conversation, and any semblance of human interaction as punishment. This approach was intended to break them down, and for many, it succeeded, leading to desperation, insanity, and, for some, an end by...
Oh, and for anyone that's not Australian, in Port Arthur in 1996, there was a massacre here where I believe Martin Bryant killed 26 Australians, and that's why we have the strict gun laws that we do. It was the biggest mass shooting in Australian history, and the government had a buyback scheme for, I believe, semi-autos, automatic, fully automatic weapons, and a few other ones. I don't remember exactly. My dad's a gun owner, so I know he had to hand in some of his guns, and he was very angry at little Johnny Howard. Let me tell you, there was there's a lot of hatred in my dad's heart for John Howard. I mean, not just that, all of it, but yeah, so I don't know. It's like obviously a very dark past, and I wonder if like the darkness kind of played into Martin Bryant, who obviously was a very mentally ill man, but I wonder if that made him susceptible to like the darkness of the area. He also, his favorite movie was Child's Play, you know, the Chucky movie, the original Chucky movie with like the little dummy that like comes to life, and it's like, yeah, I hate that movie. I hate it.
By their own hands. Today, visitors claim that this sorrowful past lingers like a thick fog, the remnants of which remain etched into the very stones of Port Arthur. Countless sightings and eerie encounters have been reported by those brave enough to explore its darkened cells and empty buildings at night. Shadows move unprovoked along walls, and whispers seem to drift through the still air. One of the most infamous areas is the...
I mean, if any place is going to be haunted, I think it's going to be this place, right? Like, just such a concentration of like rage, sorrow, physical pain, emotional pain, you know, just being dehumanized, being treated like an animal, like it's yeah. I do think that like big energetic events can like leave scars in, like, you know, I don't know if you want to say time, space, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a physicist, obviously. I'm just a girl on the internet, guys. Give me a break. But I do believe, like, apparently Gettysburg, like where the Battle of the American Civil War was fought, everybody that I know that has gone there has said, like, yeah, it's the most dark, evil, like, feeling, like, just, you just feel it in your bones. You know that something happened there. You think most of these patriots are unfamiliar with their own history? They just idealized an image of what the country is. Imagine a dark fantasy dungeon where human experimentation happens and such. Yeah. Well, I mean, that it sounds like that's what a lot of these early jails were like. Especially, I think the ones in New South Wales had a bit more oversight, because obviously, like, the captain of the First Fleet was Captain Arthur Phillip, who was also the first governor of New South Wales. So I think he kind of oversaw it. And apparently quite a few governors were sort of a bit more, at least for the time, a little bit more humanitarian. But down in Tasmania, I think we would have had like a Stanford prison experiment thing going. Apparently that's been debunked now, but if you don't know, the Stanford prison experiment was when they did an experiment and they made some people, so they were like volunteer participants, they made some people prisoners and they gave some people, you know, absolute authority over them and made them prison guards. And what they found was the people that were given power became like increasingly more like sadistic and, you know, awful, and were starting to do awful things to the prisoners just because they could. And I think that's probably what would happen with no oversight, where you're so far away from the main colony, which is obviously New South Wales, which at the time would have been the entire East Coast, like the states that are now Queensland, because Queensland seceded from New South Wales and Victoria also seceded from New South Wales. So they were originally part of the New South Welsh colony. Many of the Blue Bloods didn't want to be here and resented the Irish and Indigenous even before blaming them for the assignment. Yeah, a lot of the Blue Bloods did not want to be here. But yeah, if you look at the Phillips and the Macquaries and stuff like that, like they are, like, that's where the term Bunyip aristocracy comes from, right? They did want to formalize it. They did want to formalize an Australian aristocracy, but obviously Australians are very much like, you're not better than me. Like, that's very much our attitude. And that's why people don't understand Tall Poppy. They think we hate people just because they're successful, but we don't. We don't mind if you're successful as long as you're not a dickhead about it. Like, the moment you start thinking you're above where you came from or above like the people that you grew up with, that's when we have a problem. But yeah, that was never going to take off. But yeah, like, you still see like the Phillips and especially the Macquaries, like there's Macquarie Bank, there's Macquarie University, there's the Australian Dictionary, which is the Macquarie Dictionary. Like, you still see these families still exist, and they're incredibly wealthy to this day. We object to clout, not wealth. Yeah. Well, I wish the young kids would pick up on like the Australian values, right, and stop like worshipping all the American materialists on TikTok, and because I think that's where a lot of this spike in youth violence is coming from, right? It's the Americanization of our culture through social media, and a lot of these kids are doing like, you know, hits for pay, stabbings for pay, because they want Gucci and they want Rolexes and stuff, apparently. I was watching a story where one kid's goal for like, you know, committing violent crime was to buy a Gucci hat and a Rolex. Excuse me? Why do you need that? Go to Thailand and buy a knockoff.
Separate prison, a place where inmates were kept in solitary confinement, forbidden even from seeing one another. Even today, those who step inside report feeling an overwhelming sense of unease, as though unseen eyes are following them. Some hear the faint, ghostly sounds of weeping and hushed voices, often described as cold breaths upon their necks. Others feel an inexplicable weight on their chest, a kind of dread that becomes unbearable, forcing them to leave. One of the most chilling tales revolves around the ghost of a former guard named Mark Jeffrey. Known for his cruelty in life, Jeffrey's spirit is said to still roam the grounds, especially around the old asylum, which once housed convicts driven mad by isolation and abuse. Visitors report seeing a tall, stern figure out of the corner of their eyes, only to turn and find themselves alone. Some claim he whispers insults and threats into their ears.
Oh no, not the insults. I wonder how like 1780s, 1790s insults compared to like modern day Australian insults, because I really feel like we've taken it up, right? I feel like some old British dude from like the late 18th century is really not going to be able to not be able to compete with a modern day Australian. Like if he whispered in your ear, like whatever, you'd be like, is that all you've got, mate? Are you serious? Do you want to go, cunt? Do you want to fucking go? Imagine having to punch on with this bloke.
A twisted echo of his lifetime of control and intimidation. In another part of the site, the old commandant's house exudes a different kind of horror. It is said that the ghost of the commandant's young daughter, who died mysteriously in the home, roams the rooms with quiet footsteps and a sorrowful wailing cry. There are accounts of guests seeing the pale face of a young girl staring at them through the window on dark nights.
Yeah, how about we don't go there at night, or how about we don't go there, you know, ever. I will go on a boat that goes past Port Arthur. I will admire it respectfully, you know. It's like a hot woman that you like and she doesn't want to hook up with you. It's like, I will admire her respectfully from far away, you know. You could do that. It's impolite to go into a girl's room uninvited. Yeah, 100%. Stop being creepers. Ghost creepers. Although I say that when I lost after Ned Kelly. I'm a hypocrite.
Some say her spirit is restless, her soul trapped by a life cut short and forever bound to her family's dwelling. One of the most unnerving places is the Isle of the Dead, a small island used as a cemetery for convicts, soldiers, and settlers alike. Buried in mass graves without ceremony or distinction, hundreds lie beneath the cold soil, their identities lost to time. Tour guides recount tales of shadows appearing on the island as dusk falls, even when no one is present. The sound of footsteps crunching over gravel has startled many, and some visitors have reported faint cries from unseen mouths, echoing over the water. The spirit of a woman, known only as the White Lady, is often seen gliding across the cemetery. Dressed in white, her face is expressionless, her eyes...
How hard would it be to keep your dress white in like convict era Tasmania? Like I have trouble in modern day era keeping like white clothes white, right? Like if I'm wearing a white shirt and I'm about to eat lunch, I need a bib. Like you don't understand. I need a bib. Hello, what's going on? Sorry about Hawthorne. We are hoping that they get knocked out. Oh, what time is the Brizzy Gold Coast game? Sorry guys, I know it's not spooky, but I'm just want to know. Just want to know what the score is if it started. I think it was starting earlier, right? Oh, it starts at 7:35. Don't worry, guys. It starts at 7:35. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, if I'm wearing white, like I need a bib. Usually I'll like put a jumper on or something because I'm one of those people that can't eat without like making a mess. Well, apparently I do have something wrong with my jaw, so that might be the issue. They ran right over you. Geelong will thrash them for sure. Well, you played really well all season, honestly. I thought you guys might get it. I thought you guys might do it. I thought there was maybe like a 30% chance that GWS could do it, but I think definitely in the next few years we're gonna get there. I think we're gonna get there. So, you know, I believe. I'm a believer. It's like, the thing is, no one in Western Sydney is gonna care because we only care about NRL. That's our footy. That's, you know, that's what's going on in our New South Wales and Queensland. That's, you know, what we're into. But yeah. Anyway, shout out to this convict era lady keeping her dress white in those conditions. We do appreciate it. It's a hard life out there.
Hollow as she moves silently between graves, vanishing into the mist that blankets the island. Even Port Arthur's open fields are said to be haunted by echoes of suffering.
Ooh.
People have reported seeing faint, ghostly figures in striped convict garb trudging across the landscape, vanishing upon approach. Some say that on quiet nights, they hear the sounds of distant moans or the crack of a whip. Sounds
that's kind of hot.
as quickly as they come. Despite the passage of time, it seems as...
And then they disappear as quickly as they come. Sorry, that was so funny. Some people try to hear the sounds of whips and moans, and then when they come, they disappear. That's what he meant to say, I bet. Uh-oh.
As though the pain and desperation of Port Arthur's inhabitants have left an indelible mark, one that continues to haunt the land. Those who visit often leave with a chilling sense of unease, as though the souls of Port Arthur's past still linger, unable to break free from the shadows of their own suffering.
Enjoyed the content? Make sure to hit that like button and...
I like the way they've got a ghoul hand. Like the content. Here's a corpse hand giving you the thumbs up. Please thumbs up my video. Please like and subscribe. Like, all right. That video was from AI Slop. AI Slop. Hear my horrors. Not going to subscribe because you just got a program to make this video for you. So I don't feel bad. I should learn how to like generate shit on AI so I can just pump out fucking bullshit videos. Do. Where's the scary stuff? Scary stuff. Oh, I'm not watching Ghost Caught on Camera. That shit scares the fuck out of me. Sorry, guys. I usually get videos like prepped, but obviously I've been super sick all week, and I only managed to like get out of bed and have a shower today. So, you know, it's been a bad time. No, I don't want a podcast. Stop fucking autofilling, YouTube. You do my freaking head in. You're gonna get a smack. A ghost related to magic? Everything's related to magic, I think. I think people definitely use ancestral spirits in a lot of forms of magic. Like a lot of forms of paganism definitely call on like the spirits of your ancestors. Like you will use your blood ties to the deceased, right? Because they're supposed to be able to advocate for you in the spirit realm if you want. So a lot of cultures have ancestor worship, right? From Japan to Norway, like those indigenous religions, you know, they'll put food out for their dead ancestors on their birthdays. These are things that like are practiced all over the world. So it's a deep belief that that you do through your blood. You're connected to your ancestors, and paying your respects, and you know, sometimes asking them for guidance, sometimes, you know, asking them to curse a bitch that you don't like. You know, these are these are things that apparently you can dial a great granny, you know. As I like to say, we like to summon the crones of our of our bloodline. It's what we like to do. It's what we like to do on the weekend. What are we doing? We are summoning the crones of our bloodline. You know, why not? Why not? We do like a wise old sassy lady. We are a fan. Boop, 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 boop. The disturbing true story of the Snedeker family. Never heard of ya. 13 true scary ghost stories. How do we know whether they're true? This looks like it might be AI slop, so we'll give it a go. Like haunted places? There's definitely like places where people go to practice magic that are supposed to have spiritual energy, but whether or not like those are ghosts. Like I definitely think if you wanted to curse somebody, you would go somewhere where there's been mass casualties. Like there are definitely energetic footprints, but places to like practice high magic and commune with spirits need to be like clean places. You saw a video that science has a theory that DNA acts as an antenna. I think we're going to find out in the next 100 years so much about our genetic code and a lot of spoopy stuff. Yeah, I believe in that. I do. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of like ghosts and spirits and stuff are like that are used in magic to answer your question. Yeah, that's what I would say. That is what I would say. Ooh, that was hot.
Tonight
Do that
I have
again.
A chilling collection of ghost and paranormal stories for you to enjoy. If you'd like even more content and a birthday shout out, feel free to check out the link to Patreon. But for now, it's time to get comfortable. And let the...
Oh, guys, if you give me money every month, I will give you guys a shout out. I don't have a Patreon, but I'm just joking. I'm just joking. It's like, what do I get for my money? Well, you get what you're getting now, but I'll say happy birthday to you guys if it's your birthday. Because you're all my best friends. Because I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely.
Darkness take control. There was a kid I became friends with in middle school. We were both kind of odd ones out, both did theatre, and read a lot and didn't have many friends.
Yeah, that's a bullying. That's a bullying. Oh, I don't have the video up. That will help. Let's go. Oh wait, the video is actually black.
I'll call him Charlie.
Why is the video
One time
black?
Charlie came over to my house. I'm going to try really hard to do this.
Oh, they're AI stuffed up. There's no visuals. Look, it's all black. I thought that was me. I thought I did a bimbo. I thought I did a bimbo times, but it's actually not me. Are we okay just listening with the audio? Well, it's not actually me. This is the video audio. This is the video visuals rather. Put you in the void and play it in the background. I can do that.
Justice, because it sends chills down my spine whenever I remember it.
But yeah, these guys being in theater and being little nerds, they sound like they would get bullied. No offense, guys, but you sound like you would get bullied. Bullied. Not that I'm condoning it, but you know.
My sister had recently thrown a Halloween party in our basement. There were still black lights instead of regular light bulbs throughout the area.
How does that work?
We were hanging out down there, and I wish I remembered more of this conversation. But long story short, Charlie was being very odd, saying things I didn't really know how to respond, that were dark and intense. He talked about having some sort of dark presence and being possessed. I think he could tell I didn't really believe him, and told me he could prove it. Above us were 2 rows of 3 lights. He pointed to the first row center light. That light's going to go out, he said, and laughed and waited. After about 30 seconds had passed, I started to say something, and as soon as I did, not only did the light go out, but it popped so loudly I genuinely jumped.
Call a priest. Call a priest. Push him out of your house. Pour holy water on him. No. He probably found a Harry Potter book in the library and learned it how to do magic. That's where all these kids are picking up this witchcraft, I tell ya. Ban them! Ban the Harry Potter books.
My breath catches and I stare at him. He has this unexplainable look in his eyes.
Ooh.
His eyes were naturally a dark brown, but they looked black.
Alright.
It was just so intense and unnerving. He did other things during this hangout, such as insult me, playing a lead role in a play at our local theatre, which wasn't typical like him. I didn't really know what to do. He was always around at school, so I just kind of played it off. We played video games and I did my best to move on. A few weeks later...
So in Australia, how are you supposed to tell if your friend's possessed, right? Because, you know, in certain areas, the power grid is shoddy at best. And, you know, most Australians' love language is paying people out. The more we like you, the more shit we give you. So, like, how does possession work in Australia? We're like, you fucking cunt. It's like, yeah, I love you too, cunt. And it's like, no, I want to kill you. I'm a demon. And it's like, oh, shit. I thought you were just extra happy to see me today. Fuck. Well, didn't pick that up. Sorry.
It was my birthday, and Charlie had been invited over a month ago, along with 2 girlfriends of mine, Lana and Chloe.
Ooh, 2 girlfriends? I thought you were a nerd. Go, son, go. We do like to see it. Wow.
We all met at my house and decided to walk to the downtown area, not even a mile from my home.
Ooh.
There was a small path in a heavily wooded area that served as a shortcut. As we were walking, Charlie began talking about graves and death. Chloe, Lana, and I...
Is Charlie just a goth kid? Is he just being edgy? He's a teenager. He's probably going through that phase.
all kind of looked at each other uneasily. I don't remember exactly what Charlie was saying, but it was some genuine, wholehearted tirade about how he was the Prince of Death, and it was part of him, or something along those lines. I don't remember what else he said, but he ranted for so long that they became more of growls of a deep and intense nature and a booming voice.
These stories are lame. Let's finish this one and then find something else. This is such AI-generated bullshit slop. And it didn't even, he forgot to tell the AI to make a bunch of images to go with it. It's like, that's so lazy. That's so lazy. At least I kind of put like a little bit of effort into my content. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Sort it out.
When suddenly, without provocation, he launched for Lana's neck. He locked on and was full on choking her with all of his strength.
Hot.
I'm not proud of this, but as soon as I saw Lana hit him and get him off her, I just ran. Lana, Chloe, and I all lived.
See, this is why you're a nerd. Why didn't you help your chick? I don't know which one's the main chick and which one's the side chick. Maybe Lana was the side chick, so he didn't really care that much. But that's not great, mate. That's not great. We don't condone that behavior.
In the same neighborhood, just a few
Beta.
doors down from each other, and we sprinted at full speed and didn't dare look back. I didn't really know what I was thinking, but we all decided to split up. So I slammed my door and sat in my room, terrified and not knowing what to do. My
Check
parents weren't home, and I sat there for what felt like hours.
Do guys ever have fear wanks? Because I know guys have anxiety wanks sometimes. Do guys ever have fear wank? Like, have you ever been home alone and you've been a bit scared, so you've been like, why not? If the ghosts want to show, I will give them one. I don't know, just wondering if that's a thing.
The police knocked on our door. My older sister answered it. She came upstairs horrified, asking why the police said Charlie had knocked on a neighbor's door with no shirt, no phone, and missing a shoe and banged up. I was horrified. I knew for a fact when we had left he still had his phone, shirt, and shoes. A while later, my parents got home and the police came back to question me. I told them everything, and they claimed the other girls had told them a different story. I have no idea why they would do that, and insisted I didn't have anything else to tell them. Apparently Charlie had been in and out of psych wards, something I had no idea of, and they had recently adjusted his medication. Nothing further came out of that situation with the police, and I didn't see Charlie at school for at least a full year after that. Obviously,
Honestly, when my brother was in the full throes of his like unmedicated schizophrenia, I thought he was possessed by the devil because they'd tried so many medications on him and nothing worked, and he was just like a completely different person. And I was like, I think he's possessed. I think he's possessed. I actually was like praying for him to like be released from whatever like demonic force he was being held by, because I was 100% like, this is not responsive to anything. And he would speak in these weird voices. He would have like a different voice sometimes when he would talk to me, but he's on the right medication now, so he's been pretty stable, which is good. But yeah, it was pretty scary there for some time. I will say it was pretty scary.
the kid has mental issues by society standards, but nothing will ever be able to explain how the light went out, and it will forever leave me.
My brother, my schizophrenic brother, he predicted the exact date of my uncle's death. He kept on saying something's going to happen to the family on, I don't know, let's say the 4th of September, because I don't remember what date it was. Anyway, my uncle is sitting talking to a cop on a bench, literally drops dead out of nowhere on the 4th of September. And yeah, that was creepy. It was like schizophrenic ramblings, but you know, something did happen. Something big did happen in the family. It was an aneurysm. He literally was alive 1 minute and dead the next. His brain just went bloop, and he went plop, and that was it. That was it. And yeah, that's something that I've never been able to explain. But yeah, that was pretty terrifying.
Unsettled. I've been keeping track of strange things that happen in my house, writing them down as I go. And now, looking back, I realized how much has happened here.
And you're in top 3 fears? Yeah, I think this is the second story. There was no... The old blip and blop? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's how it went down. I shouldn't laugh. Like, it did happen like 7 years ago, which is why, like, I'm, you know... Obviously, I was devastated when my uncle actually died, but it's kind of like one of those things now where it's like, yeah, it's just the whole thing was just bizarre. Five horrific, allegedly true paranormal stories. Next, on Pandora's World. Do 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 do. Oh no, I don't like these. I don't like the the found footage. Oh, I'm actually in the void, so I have to do this. There's actually like, I think these are all fake though. No, I'm not watching that. It looks too scary. Goodbye. I'm too much of a wimp. I don't like the security footage, like, even though it's usually fake, it's still fucking, because it looks so hyper realistic, like it scares the shit out of me, and I actually will be up late at night. I am a wuss. Jump scares, things like that, no thank you. I don't want it. Like, when I can't actually mock things when I'm scared. I'm like, oh no. I think that's the one we just watched. Appalachia. I think it's Appalachia. I've heard people say Appalachia. Let's have a look at the Appalachians. 8 most creepy encounters from deep Appalachia. Have I seen A Portrait of God? No, I don't think so. I've seen City of God, the Brazilian movie. Sorry. Oh, Pseudomastics hasn't been around for a while. Hello. Hello. How's life in Queensland? I bet it's warm there. It's fucking freezing here. Is it? Or do I just still have a fever? Wait, let me check what the temperature is. Instead of sticking my head out the window, I will look on my phone. Oh, it's 18 degrees. That's not too shabby. It's a scary short on YouTube. It's very good. Is it like jump scare? Because I'll poo my pants. I'll poo my pants. I don't know. I have been on antibiotics all week, so that might not be that might not be out of the realms of possibility. Hang on, let me look for it. Oh, I don't like this. I'm against it. I almost typed in Portrait of Dorian Gray and I had to stop myself. I'm like, that's not what I'm doing. Goth girl alert. Short horror film? It's no jump scare, okay. All right. Okay, I am scared. I'm gonna try. All right. If I close my eyes, you guys can kind of tell because my model might close her eyes, but I don't care. If I get scared, I'm gonna close my eyes. Just so you guys know. I am a believer in the spiritual realm, and it scares me, honestly. Shout out to Oscar Wilde, though. Very good author. Yeah, very good playwright, primarily. I think Portrait of Dorian Gray was the only novel that he actually wrote. I think all the rest are plays, right? I don't know. I have a collection of his works, hardcover, from... I don't know. It's very old. It's at least I collect, like, really old books. I love old books. I have, like, 5 bookshelves in my house, like a psycho. I just go to secondhand bookshops and, like, buy books. It's my aesthetic. I like, ooh, gothic haunted library. Like, I have a lot of antique furniture as well, and like, I love old bookshelves. I want to get like the insanely like big like floor to ceiling bookshelves where you have like a little ladder and you have like a whole wall that's just like bookshelf and you slide along. Ooh. How come my arms don't work? Because I have to buy the tracking thing for my arm. It's like a separate piece of equipment. When I have more money, because I've already spent like $4,000 on buying a new PC and a new mic and stuff. But when I like have more money and I recover financially, I'll have my whole body move. I'll do the Macarena. No man shall see me and live. Exodus. We're getting Old Testament up in here, guys. We are getting Old Testament-y. Is that Greta Thunberg? Oh no, it's not. It just looks like her for a second.
What does God look like? I'm going to show you a painting, or rather, a photograph of a painting. Just take a moment and stare at it. What do you see? If the answer is nothing, if it just looks black to you, don't worry, that's what I see too. But that's not what everyone sees. The painting I've chosen for this project is titled Portrait of God. While most viewers see nothing, some insist they see a person in the darkness, one that they can describe and draw out with consistent details.
It's a man, or close to a man. Wrinkled, skinny.
Really skinny.
He looks skinny. He's smiling.
He's grinning. smiles down at us.
Almost looks like the corners of his mouth got smudged.
Well, he's wearing a mask.
It's too wide.
Oh no, like Margot Robbie. I read a comment somewhere that said Margot Robbie looks like she could eat an apple in one bite. You know how some people just have insanely wide mouths? I don't know. Just putting it out there. Anyway, that's what I'm imagining right now. I'm imagining like a big smile with veneers and a little bit of smudged lippy on the outside.
His eyes.
Looking down with his eyes are big.
They're big.
They've got this glint in them.
Speckle of light in it.
Honestly, it's unsettling.
Of course it's frightening. That kind of power should be.
I don't like looking at it. I don't like it.
It's beautiful.
Maybe it's just a trick of the light. Maybe they're seeing something they want to see. But how are their descriptions so consistent? Maybe they really are having a religious experience. And why does God appear to them and not us?
You sure this isn't gonna scare me? Because I feel kind of scared. Just because I don't know what's gonna happen. Wait, is there someone behind her? Is that somebody behind her? I'm so scared. Somebody help me. Okay. Oh, actually, hang on, guys. I should take a heart tablet just in case I do get scared. BRB. Why do I fear God? Am I a sinner? Everyone's a sinner. Literally every person that's ever been born has sinned at some point. That's why Jesus Christ had to come and cleanse us with his blood. Because we are too naughty and we keep on doing naughty stuff. That's the Christian perspective anyway. But yeah, we're all imperfect. I always thought that was thanks for the blood path. Well, yeah, so that's essentially what it is. The blood of Christ has made it all clean. Ooh, has anyone seen the movie Stigmata? Billy Corgan did the soundtrack for that. Billy Corgan did the soundtrack.
What does God look like? I'm going to show you a painting, or rather, a photograph of a painting. Just take a moment and stare at it.
Why does she keep on going for a crucifix? I don't trust you, Pseudomasty, because I think there's a freaking jump scare. Your mum. Your mum, I told her to get her stuff and go this morning, but she's still here. Sorry, I have to make jokes because I'm scared. Oh, I see eyes. A side note though, Genesis says that God made man in his image, so God would look like a man. It doesn't say woman, it says man. I don't know. I guess God has a, you know, a member, if you will, a phallus. Sorry, God, but doodles make me laugh. You created me that way. You created me to laugh at any mention of genitalia. So here we are. Here we are. It's not my fault. Oh no, I'm seeing more stuff. I'm scared. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I want my daddy. Kind of a Dark Souls boss. It kind of is, hey. It also looks like alien-esque. Like skeletal, but like grey. You know, the greys, like the aliens that are supposed to come in alien. Alright. Pseudomastics, this is fucking scary, okay? I don't have the constitution for this. Alright. I'm glad I took my tachycardia medicine. Jeez. Alright, let's... Somebody tell me something comforting. Oh, I'm gonna look at my cat. Hang on, I'm gonna turn around and look at my cat. Aw, hey Noe. You're so cute. Okay. My cat is cute. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Pillows. Some people get strangled with... Some people get smothered with pillows, Ricochet. That's not comforting. Why am I such a baby? It's a cat in the distance. Yeah, but she's pulling up the projector screen and it's still there. Go and get her. Uh-oh. I don't like this. I'm so scared. It's the tension build-ups that fucking get me. I can't handle it. That's why I hate jump scares. This is a good short film though. If I wasn't such a pussy, I'd be like, yeah, that's so good. They're getting a lot done with no set. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty good. Ooh, God's rocking some nail polish. Uh-oh. Did she get the stigmata? Is that why her hand's bleeding? Oh, she was clenching her cross so hard. I got it. I got it. See, I love shows, I love supernatural, and I love shows with supernatural themes. What I don't like is like tension and jump scares. That's why I can't watch a lot of horror movies. Like my friend from Sydney was living with me for like a year. She came down to Melbourne and she said she was going to get a job and everything, and she didn't. She just lived at my house for free. And I had to support her because she didn't have a job. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Anyway, she was living with me and she's heaps into horror movies and I'm not. Like, that's not my thing. I like watching movies that are like some of my favorite movies, all of my favorite movies are pretty like dark and like have a lot of supernatural themes, but they're not like jump scare movies, right? So she made me watch The fucking Conjuring with her. She's like, oh, let's watch The Conjuring. And I'm like, I really don't want to. She was the one that couldn't fucking sleep. She comes in. This is a grown woman. She comes into my room at 3 a.m. and turns on the light and says, I can't sleep. Can I sleep with you? And then she made me spoon her. And I'm half her size. And it was uncomfortable. And yeah, like, fuck you. Fuck you. But all through it, I was just like, I was dying. It was awful. It was awful. I had so many jump scares. It's probably the reason why I have heart problems. No, that's my lupus. But I will blame her. I will blame her for giving me heart problems. That was actually good, Pseudomastic. Sorry I didn't trust you. I thought I was going to get scared. I was just waiting for something to happen. I was just waiting for something terrifying to occur. Spooning horror is risky. If the person you're spooning jumps, they can headbutt you. Yeah, but this was like, we watched the movie during the day, right? And then because she was sleeping in this was when I lived by myself. I had like a little 2-bedroom flat in Melbourne. She was sleeping in like the spare room. And this was like probably, we watched the movie during the day. I want to say we watched the movie like maybe at 5 or 6 p.m. Like I cooked some dinner and she made me watch it and we watched it. And then, you know, after we'd gone to bed, I probably went to bed at like 9:30, 10 because I had a job. And yeah, she just comes in freaking out. And she also, my old cat that I used to have, Nightshade, she used to like to spoon with me. And she got usurped by the scared friend. And yeah, I had to spoon her. It was I should be the one getting spooned. That's how that should always work. Okay? I am the spoonee, not the spooner. Is that how? I don't know. I don't know the terminology, but yeah, that was actually cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Little and big, yeah. Well, if I say I'm the little, that apparently has other Did you see yesterday when I was talking about submissive women? Delta automatically thought I was talking about BDSM. And I'm like, no, I mean like meek and mild women that like have like those types of personalities where they, you know, will be in traditional relationships and let their husbands boss them around. And he was like, oh, it didn't even occur to him that I wasn't talking about anything kinky. I mean, in his defense, I do, my mind does wander there a lot, so. What are some of my favorite horror movies? Do I like a particular type of horror movie, like body horror? I don't even know if you would classify them as horror, but you would definitely classify them as like supernatural movies. I really don't enjoy the sensation of being scared. Like I do have severe anxiety. I got diagnosed with like severe PTSD about 10 years ago. I'm incredibly jumpy. Don't ever like come into my space when I'm not expecting it, because I'll either scream or I'll like, yeah, it's gonna be bad. But I already have like so much adrenaline going through me at all times anyway, that I just can't handle those jump scares. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that at all. But I just remembered I used to watch Stigmata a lot. It's got Patricia Arquette in it, and it's got Gabriel Byrne, the Irish actor, if you know him. It's got him as a hot priest. We do love a hot priest. We do. It's hot. Well, they do. Oh, I won't give it away. But yeah, it's this like American girl living in Pittsburgh, and she inexplicably is inflicted with the stigmata, despite being non-religious. And so the Catholic Church start to investigate it, and he's the investigator. And oh, I like that movie. I haven't watched it in a minute. It might not be good. I just might have thought it was good because I was like a kid. And I'm like, ooh. But yeah, I really like any type of movie that's not necessarily like jump scary. Just, you know, just spooky. Just a bit spooky. I'm trying to what, like, as a guy, hot nuns are peak. Yeah. No, I agree. Like, hot priests are, yeah, it's definitely a thing. Maybe that's where the weird, like, kinky thing where people call, like, their lover's daddy comes from. Because they were getting it off with a priest and they were like, oh, father. And he was like, no, call me daddy. Imagine. Imagine if that was the case. There's one old movie which is the opposite of jump scares. No sounds and lots of dark and everything is slow. And the mind runs wild. Yeah, I don't know. I just Oh, for everybody that kind of popped into the stream recently, this morning we were talking about do girls like librarians in the same way that guys do? I have hooked up with a male librarian, so I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, I would say yes. The blouse and the pencil skirt is definitely a look. And like the little glasses that are like down under on their nose, like the female librarians, it's definitely a look. I think Tori Amos did a photo shoot as a hot librarian. It's what I vaguely remember. You have that album, Tales of a Librarian? Yeah, I think I have it on vinyl. I have a lot of vinyl. And no record player currently. Urban legends from Japan. You may have not heard. Japan is a spooky place. Urban legends that turned out to be true. Chilling scares. Ooh. Do we want to get chilled, guys? The UV starting to rise again, coming into spring. Soon it will be summer and I will be cursed to spend all day inside. I'm not looking forward to it. Kind of like having a little bit of freedom in the winter. Like, what did you miss? Oh, you missed everything, Delta. You missed everything. This morning we were talking about like how that Jezebel contributor, journalist, I don't know, probably use the term journalist very loosely, paid to put curses on Charlie Kirk and published the article 2 days before he died. And we were looking at that. We were looking at some of the curses you can buy on Etsy, and we were discussing the ethics of paying, like someone to curse, like somebody that you don't like. We're looking at the ethics of that. And then what else did we do? I don't know. I just crapped on about nothing like I usually do. Pretty much the story. Oh, we watched a video called Portrait of God, which was good, but I thought Pseudomastics was trying to trick me and there was going to be a jump scare. Because a lot of guys do like making me scream, I'm just going to say. Sorry, I had to say that. Can you buy souls on Etsy too? Oh, I just remembered another thing. In the really early days of eBay, when my brother was like very young, my youngest brother, who's quite a bit younger than me, he sold his soul to someone on eBay, and my mum was screaming at him for hours, and he thought it was hilarious. And that's the brother that ended up getting schizophrenia and the brother that I thought was possessed. Dude, I forgot about that. What the fuck? What did I say that was funny? I don't remember. I just have word vomit. Word diarrhea, if you will. You could buy body parts on eBay before they cracked down on it? Yeah, dude, it was a frontier society on the interwebs back in the day. Alright. Let's go.
Beneath Japan's serene landscapes and ancient traditions lies something far darker. Stories that linger in spaces between reality and nightmare. Legends whispered in the dead of night, warnings wrapped up in folklore.
Ooh.
Each carrying the weight of something unspoken. A woman, impossibly tall, her voice a lullaby of doom. A train bound for nowhere, stopping at a station that shouldn't exist. A question that appears on your screen, one you must never answer. A secret so horrific, it has been buried beneath layers of silence. And the fate of those abandoned to the mountains, left to vanish like mist. These are urban legends from Japan you may not have heard. Please like, share.
You should get me to play a horror game like Dead Space. Yeah, I did try and play a horror game the other weekend, but it was like an indie one and it was very like glitchy and it didn't really work very well. It was a game called Exorcist Subway Girl. It was like set on the like Tokyo subway, and you had to exercise like all the different like yokai and monsters and ghosts and stuff from the different train carriages. And needless to say, it did not go very well. I was not very good at it. It wasn't too scary. It was just really hard to navigate the game, and it just I think they should have spent more time developing it and testing it before they put it up for sale on Steam, because it didn't really... You're actually worried Dead Space would kill me. It's got a lot of jump scares. Yeah, but that might help me go viral on YouTube, because the stuff that comes out of my mouth when I'm scared is just really funny. Like, it's a whole bunch of like swear words that don't go together. And I don't know, people always find it really funny when they scare me. And I'm like, cunt, shit, fuck, motherfucker, cunt. And they're like, Jesus Christ. It's just dumb. Yeah. People do enjoy it. People do like scaring me. I'm very eloquent with the 4-letter words coming together.
Subscribe. Here's the bells.
Ooh.
There are roads in Japan that lead to nowhere. Winding mountain paths where the air is thin and silence presses against your skin like a warning. Paths where the forgotten still walk. This is the legend of Ubasute, the practice of abandoning the elderly in the mountains. It is a story of survival and cruelty, of ghosts and regret. And some say even now those who were left behind still roam the roads at night, waiting for someone to take them back home. The urban legend of Ubasute tells of a time when families, unable to care for their aging...
I would probably be a good voice actor doing screams. I have blood-curdling screams. I think I told you guys about my ashwagandha incident. My housemate thought I was being murdered. They were like, hearing you scream like that was the most terrifying thing ever. And yeah, I never want to hear you scream like that ever again. Oh my God, because those hallucinations were so solid. Like it was so, I thought I was actually like, I went from being terrified to being, oh no, I just moved here. I don't have the money to move again. Fuck, how did I move into a haunted house? Like I went straight there. I was like, not in this economy. I can't do it. And yeah, I was legitimately convinced, and then I had to like go through a process of elimination to work out why. Is there a scientific reason? And I'm like, is there anything I'm doing differently? Oh, I'm taking ashwagandha for anxiety. I've added that, you know, to my rotation in the last few months. And then I looked it up and it's like, yep, it causes hallucinations. It's banned in a lot of countries. I was like, holy shit. A few months ago, you screamed when you got an electric shock and your workmate thought you were dying. Yeah. You were taking it? You must have gotten the bad stuff. I was taking quite a high dose, I think. I was taking quite a high dose because it was helping with my anxiety. But do you find you have vivid dreams on it, Ricochet? Because I'll tell you what was happening to me. So when I was having my hallucinations was when I had fallen asleep and I had started waking up. That's when I was seeing it. And I saw like that creepy old man sitting at the end of my bed. And I screamed, like I let out the most horrific scream ever because he had like long straggly white hair. He was like so skinny you could see his ribs. He was like wearing like a white, I don't know, I want to say like loincloth. And I screamed and I closed my eyes as tight as I could. And then I opened my eyes again and his face was about, I don't know, 10 centimeters away from my face. And I screamed again. And I have never heard someone run up the hallway so fast. My housemate was like, what the fuck? Are you okay? And I'm just telling him so matter-of-factly, like, there's a ghost. I'm sorry for screaming, but there's a ghost. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. And I just was like, because it was so real that in my mind, I was like, well, that was a ghost. And it took me like waking up and kind of like unpacking it and like going over it and then seeing that so many people have had ashwagandha like hallucinations. And then it took it took a few months for it to get completely out of my system. So I had a few other episodes where it happened, but they were less and less intense each time. And now I haven't had any for a while. You wonder if anyone's ever had a wet nightmare, like a wet dream, but with horror. They 100% have pseudomastics. I don't put it past any of the Kumans out there. Probably watching a horror movie and fall asleep and they were thinking, oh, I know she's dead, but she goes all right. Ooh. Would not put it past anybody, to be honest.
Relatives carried them into the mountains and left them there to die. The story goes like this. When a parent or grandparent became too old, too weak, or too burdensome, a son would carry them on his back, climbing higher and higher into the darkened woods. When they reached a place far from the village, where no one could hear their cries, they would set them down and walk away. The elderly, abandoned and alone, would often starve, freeze, or disappear into the...
Sadako is probably decent after a bath. Yeah, just like brush her hair, you know, a bit of lippy, a bit of mascara. Take her out of that white dress. Yeah, she'd probably be all right. Slenderman could get it. Well, I mean, if that's what you're into. We don't judge around here. Different strokes for different folks, we say.
The shadows of the forest. Some villages called these places Obasuteyama, or the mountain where old people are abandoned. Many say that in certain areas you can still hear their voices, calling out in the wind. And if you ever find yourself on a quiet mountain road at night, you may see something out of place, an old woman walking alone. One of the most infamous haunted locations tied to Ubasute is the mountain roads of Kobe. Kobe is often seen as a
I want
urban
beef.
city,
I want
but its
Kobe
surrounding
beef.
mountains have a darker history. One night, a man and his friend were driving through.
Just an aside, but you're losing it how the Kirk assassin was a Uwu guy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What's the money on him being a Hassan Piker listener? I reckon the odds are decent, right? Because he's like 22. Just sort of started getting into politics. I feel like it's the right demographic. Hang on, guys. I got to put on a pair of socks. My little toes are so frozen. I don't know. They're just all of a sudden really, really cold. BRB. I am back. Did you miss me? Should I move my webcam over? I'm kind of off to the side a bit too much. I don't know. Oh, there we go. That's slightly better. I think I'm just moving around like a weirdo. Ghosts are licking my feet. Yeah. That was definitely a feet guy when they were alive. Like, guys, what do you... I've had a guy try and, like, touch my feet erotically before. It was very strange. And also, I almost kicked him in the head because I'm very, very ticklish. Like, very, very, very ticklish. I think it's, like, related to, like, my lupus. My nerves are just, like, heaps. I don't know. They're just really sensitive. I had a boyfriend that used to like tickle me because he thought it, like my giggle was the cutest thing ever, but I hated being tickled so much. Anyway, don't do things to our feet, okay, you weirdos? Go pay someone for that. We don't want that. Leave our feet alone. That goes for dead people and alive people. Leave our feet alone. Why isn't it playing?
A mountain road at 2 a.m. when they saw something strange. An old woman walking unsteadily alongside the road.
Uh-oh. Run.
Her hair was wild and unkempt.
Run.
Her steps slow and uneven, as though she might collapse at any moment. That's strange. Why would an old woman be out here at this time of night? The driver's friend whispered. Worried that she might be lost or ill, they decided to turn the car around to check on her. But when they did, she was gone. Vanished. The woman had been walking slowly, far too slowly to simply have disappeared into the darkness. Even if she had run, it would have been impossible for her to escape their headlights in mere seconds. Later, they learned the truth.
Wait, I gotta read this. I gotta read this Pseudomastic's Pearl of Wisdom. You heard a rumor that feet guys are that way because in the brain, the feet section is next to the arse section and the brain can get switched off. That would be so funny. That would be so funny. That would be so funny if true.
That mountain had once been an Ubaste site, a place where in ancient times families abandoned their elderly to die. And even today, some say the spirits of those left behind still walk the roads at night in Kobe. While Ubaste is often regarded as a myth or an exaggerated legend, history tells us a darker story, the reality of elder abandonment in Japan. During periods of famine and hardships, particularly in the Edo period, 1603 to 1868, and earlier, families in rural Japan struggled to survive. The winters were harsh, food was scarce, every grain of rice counted. Some families had too many mouths to feed, and elderly relatives who could no longer work were seen as burdens. In some regions, a form of population control called mabiki was practiced, where infants and the elderly were abandoned in
No.
order to save resources for the stronger family members. One of the most infamous historical famines, the Great Tenmei Famine, from 1782 to 17...
Aw, Hyperbovian says, honestly, every part of a person can be very pretty, especially if you love them. Oh, that's very sweet. We do like that. That's a nice sentiment. Baby, your hunchback is so beautiful because it's on you. Your bunions are the most beautiful. Except the knees. I've been told that I have nice knees. So I'm taking that I'm taking that one. The back of the knees. The front of the knees can look really weird sometimes. Have you ever like looked at somebody and they've got like faces in the front of their knees? Because like the way that the tissue kind of scrunches when the legs are extended, it kind of looks like a face. Does anyone know what I'm talking about, or am I crazy? I'm probably crazy, let's be honest.
1988 led to cases where starving villagers abandoned the weak simply because they had no other choice. While there is no concrete proof that widespread ubaste was practiced, there are oral traditions and local...
What's definitely an Etsy cursed or a Horcrux? You have seen these knee faces since you cut out the... It wasn't ayahuasca, it was just a supplement. Ashwagandha, which is a herb. It wasn't ayahuasca. I've never taken ayahuasca, and I would never take ayahuasca. It sounds terrifying. Obviously, I would expect to trip out on ayahuasca. This was ashwagandha, which is literally an anxiety supplement. Like, you know how you can buy melatonin to sleep? Well, you can't in Australia, but you can buy it in a lot of places in the world. You can buy melatonin to sleep. Ashwagandha is like a herbal supplement that you can buy in Australia for anxiety. You were thinking that's insane to take for anxiety? Yeah, it would. It would have been fucking insane to take a hallucinogen and be freaked out that I hallucinated. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Luckily, that's not what I did. You must have been so confused. Like, this bitch took some some ayahuasca and a hallucinogen and was like, why am I seeing scary things? What the fuck? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Records suggesting that in the worst of times, some villagers truly did leave their elderly in the mountains. And whether or not it's common practice, the fear of being abandoned in old age left deep scars on Japanese folklore, scars that manifest in ghost stories still told today. It is said that in the mountains where ubaste...
Honestly, if I was in a situation where like starvation was a likely outcome, while I was still in my right mind and, wasn't desperate enough to resort to cannibalism, I think I would just take myself out, honestly. I think I would just see myself out. Because, yeah, if I have to, like, kill one of my family members or, like, kill one of my loved ones or whatever to live, I would be like, I think what that would do to me psychologically, it would just be better to check out. Honestly, like... If you have to do that like type of thing to live, like abandon your parent or abandon your newborn baby or whatever, it's like, well, yeah, I just don't think I would ever be able to do that.
As once practiced, the spirits of the Forsaken can still linger. Hikers and drivers tell stories of frail old women walking alone at night, like the one in Kobe. Sometimes waving for help, sometimes simply staring. Unnatural chills in the summer heat, as if something unseen is watching. Soft, shuffling footsteps behind you, but when you turn around, there's no one there. One legend says that if you stop to help the old woman, she will climb into your car silently.
No.
Look in the rearview mirror.
How does she know what a car is if she's from the Edo period? Is she like, ooh, These horse and carriages have gotten elaborate. Where are the horses? I don't know.
She's gone. And sometimes when drivers pass by without stopping, they hear a whisper in their ear. Why did you leave me behind? The most famous Ubasute story is one of a son who couldn't let go. This is one of the oldest folk tales about a devoted son who was ordered to abandon his mother. As he carried her deep into the mountains, she began breaking branches and dropping twigs behind them. Confused, he asked, "Mother, why are you breaking the branches?" His mother smiled gently and said, "So that you can find your way back, my son." Even as she was being abandoned, she still thought of him. Overcome with guilt, the son refused to leave her behind. Instead, he returned home, choosing to defy his village and care for his mother until the end of her days. This tale was passed down as a lesson, reminding future generations that even in hardship, humanity must not be abandoned. Though Ubasute is no longer practiced, its themes of abandonment and neglect still exist in modern Japan. Elder isolation. Many elderly in Japan live alone, sometimes forgotten by society.
Do you guys think if you were Japanese, you would be a hikikomori? Because sometimes I feel like I want to live that life. You know, just eat like instant ramen every day and just like game all day on my computer, not leave the house, just like just wallow around in my own filth. I'm like, that kind of sounds nice. I mean, it wouldn't be, but yeah. Yeah, I think I would be like a spicy hikikomori. Like I would still like go out sometimes. But yeah. I'd be a spicy one.
Or lonely deaths. Elderly people who die alone. Their bodies are often undiscovered for weeks. Mysterious deaths in the mountains. There are countless reports of elderly individuals vanishing into the wilderness, never to be seen again. Some say that Ubasute never truly ended, it simply changed form. The story of Ubasute is one of sorrow, guilt, and survival, a tale that, while largely mythical, reflects real fears of aging and abandonment. Some say it was never real. Some say that the mountains still whisper the names of the ones who were left behind. And others believe that on certain roads, on certain nights, if you listen closely, you might still hear the slow footsteps of an old woman walking behind you.
Why can't it be a hot dude? Ripped off. Ooh, gong. Gong. Gong with the wind.
It's one of Japan's most enduring internet urban legends.
Ooh.
A story that persists because of not what it reveals, but because of what it refuses to say. Unlike typical urban legends, there is no real backstory, no definitive version, and no clear event to investigate. Instead, the Sameshima incident exists as a forbidden topic, a name that immediately invites curiosity, only to be met with responses like, "You shouldn't ask about that. That was a terrible event. Stop talking before they find out." But what makes this legend so unsettling is the fact that no one can actually explain what it...
Did anyone used to do Bloody Mary when they were at school? Me and my still best friend to this day, we used to do that, and we used to run out of the toilet screaming when we were like, I don't know, 12. We would do it. We would do it every lunchtime and then be freaked out for the rest of lunch. I don't know why we would do it. And Candyman as well. You don't like mirrors? You only have the bathroom mirror and no others? Yeah, mirrors freak me out. Mariah Carey used to frosting? Candle? Candyman, great movie. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a bit. Unless they remade it. Did they remake it? Candleman. In the middle of the day in a public bathroom, still terrified. Yeah.
is. The question is, why does a story with no content continue to terrify people? The Samishima incident first appeared on May 24, 2001 in the channel now Your Channel's forum thread.
Pardon me, guys.
Let's talk about the legendary Samishima thread. It was a vague post inviting users to discuss something supposedly well known but unspoken. One of the earliest responses was from a user who claimed, "I remember seeing the Samishima thread. The shock of reading it still stays with me. I wish I saved it before it disappeared. Does anyone still have the original?" This immediately set the stage, a supposedly legendary thread that had vanished, leaving only memories and speculation. Soon others joined in, referencing fragments of disturbing details. It was covered up by authorities. People went missing after talking about it. It involved something happening in a classroom in Kyoto. There was a list of names, and they were gone. Yet no one ever provided concrete proof. The lack of explanation.
If you can hear weird noises, it's because I'm sucking on a strepsil. A strepsil throat lolly. It's not like some weird beings being all... Well, it is. I mean, I am a weird being sucking on something, but I just, you know, I'm a bit under the weather. So... You didn't hear anything? Oh, okay. I kind of saw the mic levels move a bit when I was sucking on my lolly. So I just wanted to make sure if you were hearing weird noises, it was, you know, there's an explanation.
Made the mystery even more compelling. Was it a government cover-up? A forgotten crime? A supernatural event? The lack of information became the legend itself. The Samishima incident closely resembles an older Japanese urban legend known as Oxhead, Ushinokubi. The legend of Oxhead claims that there is a story so horrifying that exists that anyone who hears it will die from sheer terror. However, no one actually knows what the story is about because supposedly all who have heard it are dead. It's a self-perpetuating horror concept. The very act of not knowing is what makes it disturbing. The Samishima incident operates in a similar way. When people search for it, they're met with warnings. I can't talk about this. The post keeps disappearing. That's something you shouldn't ask about. This leads to the psychological illusion that there must be something hidden, when in reality, there was never anything.
I've had oxhead soup before, Korean oxhead soup, and it was nice. I'm just gonna put that out there. Wouldn't the teller need to be immune? Yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies here, Ricochet. But it's okay. It's spoopy. It's spoopy Saturday. It's spoopy. It doesn't need to be logical because it's spooky. And spooky stuff just needs to be spooky.
Thing to hide. Was there ever a real Samishima incident? Well, the short answer in my opinion is no. However, over time, users on Ni-channel and other internet forums began inventing new theories to explain what the Samishima incident could have been. Some of the most common fake backstories include a mass murder cover-up. A small town called Samishima Village was supposedly wiped off the map after a horrific event. Officials erased its existence, but those who remember it know the truth. A school tragedy in Kyoto. A student named Samishima was bullied to the point of snapping, leading to an incident that schools refused to discuss. The government allegedly silenced those involved.
Dude, if you think bullying in Australia is bad, like if you've ever been bullied, and then you read like what bullies in South Korea and Japan do, holy shit, next level. They are so creative and so sadistic with what they do. I just had girls throw their lunch at me and put yogurt in my hair in summer. But then I ended up being friends with them, so whatever. Asian bullying is just straight up abuse, yeah. Croatoan, is that the tree that had that inscribed in it, where there was like a settlement, I think Maryland in the US, and they left a settlement there, and then all they found was that carved into the tree? Is that what you're talking about, or is that a different thing? I don't know. I have dyslexia. I thought that said Croatian at first, to be honest. I was like, why is he saying Croatia? Why is this like, are Croatians known for bullying? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'm not the only one that read that as Croatian. I'm not the only one. I was like, what? What do they have to do with anything? Baltics are mentioned. A lot of Croatians think that I'm Croatian. I get asked that a lot. I'm like, my godmother's Croatian, but we're not related. Very weird. I mean, I do look incredibly Slavic, so I think just Polish people always think I'm Polish. I don't know. It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Croatian ghost stories next. You remember in Japan, they would have someone dressed up as a monster and terrorize tiny children? Yeah, that's on the north part of Honshu. I'm trying to remember what the prefect's called, but yeah, they dress up as demons and scare children into behaving. I want to say it's... I know what you're talking about, though. I just can't remember the specifics.
A hacker's revenge. A user named Sameshima was bullied online. After taking their own life, their ghost began haunting the internet, corrupting files and crashing computers. A supernatural encounter. A group of friends went to an isolated island known as Sameshima. Shima is the word for island in Japanese. Only one returned, and their last message was, "I'm still here." Each of these theories was created long after the original 2001 thread, proving that the Sameshima incident
wasn't Czech and Balkan related. Yeah, there's definitely some cultural exchange, some like linguistic and cultural I mean, a lot of Baltic countries are Slavic countries, so there's obviously like a shared genetic lineage way back, and linguistic and cultural similarities, I would say.
Never a real incident, just a brilliantly crafted internet hoax. One of the most effective aspects of this urban legend is the claim that all original threads were deleted. In reality, this is false. Old channel threads automatically expire and get removed unless archived. However, users began interpreting the missing threads as proof of censorship. This led to conspiracy theories such as channel was forced to erase discussions of it.
I'll tell you what, that Jezebel article disappeared. First of all, they like amended it. Then they were, oh, we're so sorry, Charlie Kirk is dead, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. And then they took the author's name off it, so it looked like, you know, it was an anonymous article. And now it's just gone. Now it's just gone. You gotta way back machine it. It's not there. It's gone. Anyway, talking about things disappearing from the internet. There used to be north-south trade between the Byzantine and Balkans, Russia, and Scandinavia. Well, there you go. Thank you, Hyperbovian, who plays too much Civ. He can tell us all about it. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks for the history news, Neighborino.
Journalists who have tried to investigate disappear. Archived records of the thread keep vanishing. These claims fueled the legend further, making it feel like a forbidden truth, when in reality, it was an expired joke thread. Even after 20 years, the Sameshima incident refuses to die. It has evolved into modern versions, including a corrupted Wikipedia page. Some say that any Wikipedia page about Sameshima gets mysteriously deleted. A haunted AI conversation.
Yeah, but Wikipedia get rid of a lot of stuff, even legitimate stuff, if it's like, you know. There are a lot of editors that are on there that are incredibly politically biased, and so if you change something, they'll change it to, like, you know, suit their agenda. I don't know. Wikipedia is it's definitely open to abuse by certain individuals.
A belief that if you type in Sameshima into AI chatbots, they respond strangely or refuse to answer. Dark web rumors. Some claim that the real details are hidden on secret forums, buried in the dark web. Just like the original 2001 hoax, These are deliberate fabrications designed to extend the legacy of its legend into new generations of internet horror fans. Despite being completely fabricated, the Samishima incident remains one of Japan's most long-term online horror myths. It's a perfect example of the power of forbidden knowledge. The more people are told not to ask, the more they want to know. The missing information. Like
priests and nuns, it's like, oh, you're kind of hot and I'm not allowed to, so now I really want to. Same phenomena. There you go, Cinemastics. I brought it back around to wanting to bang clergy people. Have I seen the Smile movie? No. I have seen the commercials for it. I've seen the previews. Can't remember what. I'm so bad with English today. Yeah, sorry, just putting on some lip gloss. My lips are dry. I know I haven't seen the Smile movies, but I recognize like one of the chicks from Neighbors, like way back in the day, like way back in the day, was like, I speak English, yeah, sort of. Believe it or not, it's my dual first language. Smile 2 was the scariest movie you ever saw in theaters, and you watch a horror movie a week. I wouldn't hang out with you, Pseudomastics, unless it's on the other 6 days that you don't watch horror movies. Nope. No nuns at your school? Oh, that's disappointing. Although a lot of them are just old people that like to hit children. I think a lot of the nuns are just old people that like to hit children. Get out the ruler and smack you. I don't know. I didn't go to a Catholic school. I went to a public school that was colloquially known as Eshe High. So there you go. Shout out to Eshe High. Oh god. We did learn Pig Latin though. It was on the curriculum. It was in the syllabus to learn Pig Latin, and also how to staunch cunts and steal their shoes. That was on the syllabus at Eshe High. I will say, valuable skills. We had Father Bob come to our school a few times. If you know, you know. Isn't Father Bob the nice guy that like worked in South Melbourne and he like worked with the homeless? Or am I thinking of someone else? Yeah, he seems like a good dude. He seems like a nice man. I think he died a few years ago, but he seemed like a good bloke.
Information illusion, the absence of details creating a sense of mystery, the internet's ability to sustain myths. New generations rediscover it and keep the cycle going. In the end, the Samishima incident is not about what happened, it's about how people reacted to the idea of a lost, hidden truth. Perhaps it was never real at all. Just an elaborate hoax, like I've said. Or perhaps the truth was successfully wiped from history, leaving behind only echoes of those who try to remember. Those who look into these things. Either way, there's one thing I think we can all agree on. It's this. You really shouldn't go looking into it or talk about it.
Nah, I don't agree. I'm a researcher. I like to read things and I like to lurk at things. You can't tell me what to do, AI man. I am the master of my own destiny. Sorry, the mistress of my own destiny. Sounds hotter. It sounds hotter. Sounds like I'm having an affair with myself. You think for guys, the top 3 hottest vocations and occupations are librarian, nun, and nurse? What would be the hottest ones for girls? I think it varies. I think it varies on what your type is. You've never seen a hot librarian? Yeah, I think it's more a porn thing. You Bet a Millionaire. Look, there are some girls that especially I see like younger girls, their main thing in life seems to really like bagging somebody that's rich. They're like, I'm a high value woman, you need to provide for me. I'm like, oh geez, okay, all right. Like, that's the worst thing you can do to yourself as a woman, is make yourself dependent on a man. Like, even if they're a good guy, like, you don't know where things are going to go in the future. You should always like keep one foot in the workforce, because if things go fucking tits up, you need to be able to take care of yourself. That's like financially why so many women stay in domestic violence situations, because that's a tactic that abusers use. Oh, my cat just hocked up a big fat hairball. Are you okay, darling? Hey, Noji, Nori, where did she go? I think she's scared. I think she ran away. I think she scared herself with her council workers. Everyone wants the lollipop man. I will say lawyers aren't hot IRL, because in my job I have to go to court a lot, so I talk to a lot of defense solicitors and defense barristers, and they're always really, really flirty. Because like, compared to the other social workers, I don't want to toot my own horn, but compared to the other social workers, you know, there's a bit of a gulf between us, let's just say. And you know, you're dressed up for court, you got like a pencil skirt on, you got the blouse. It is very librarian-esque what you would wear to court. So I do get hit on by a lot of prosecution, a lot of people that work for the Department of Prosecutions. And yeah, not slim pickings out there, ladies. Is the money worth it? No, probably not. But I think a lot of girls are into tradies. A lot of girls are just into what they're into. Honestly, like, women are we have a way broader spectrum of what we're attracted to. Like, a guy can not be our type, but if we just like them as a person, sometimes that will make that person become like a 9 when they're like, you know, a 6. I think men are more the types of people that like, there's a very like small spectrum of like what men will think is attractive, and if you don't fall in that, it's kind of like, oh, okay. Guys are mostly visual. Yeah, I think so. It does seem to be the case, because sometimes you'll go out and you'll see like a gorgeous woman with like a pretty average looking guy, but then they'll be walking around and they'll be laughing and like having a great time, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. She's dated like hot fuckweirds, and now she just wants to actually be in a relationship with somebody that's like a person. A lot of guys basically have a fetish for chicks that like them back. Hey, if those are the chicks you can get, if those are the chicks that are consented, I support that. Ooh, gongy
It might just be
gong.
my imagination, but
Probably
is. It okay
is.
if I share something?
No.
Go ahead.
Shut up. Shut your bitch ass mouth.
Well, I've been riding this private railway train for a while now, but something feels strange. Interesting.
Oh, we heard this one the other day. Oh, we heard the Red Room one the other day as well. What about this one? All right, let's watch this one then. We have to skip to the end because we've already used the other two. Yeah, the Red Room was when the people would get the invitation to go into the chat room, and then they would go into the chat room, and then they would, like, someone would find them, like, dead with all their blood splattered all over the walls. That was a Red Room. We watched it last weekend or the weekend before, if you remember. It was like some random, like, invitation to go to the Red Room. It was like a forum or something.
My father's family home is about a 2-hour drive from my house. It's a farmhouse, and I've always liked the atmosphere of the place. Once I got my motorcycle in high school, I would often visit during summer and winter breaks by myself. My grandfather and grandmother were always happy to see me. However, the last time I visited was just before I entered into my 3rd year of high school. That means I haven't been back in over 10 years. It's not that I chose not to go back. It's that I couldn't go back.
Oh no.
And here's why.
Why?
It was just at the start of spring break. The
Was
weather
it?
was nice, so I rode my motorcycle to my grandfather's house. It was still cold, but the veranda was warm and comfortable. So
Shout
I
out to
relaxed there for a while.
verandas.
That's when I heard it.
You hate to be that guy, but is the YouTube volume a tiny bit low? I can turn it up. Hang on. Let me turn it up on here, and if it doesn't work, I'll turn it up on the audio mixer. Hang on. Give this a crack. Oh yeah. Sounds like Santa Claus.
It wasn't mechanical.
I hope you've been good. I won't come if you haven't been good. That's what Santa says, apparently. He's a bit of a randy old fellow, I have heard. And he only comes once a year, guys, so you better not miss it.
It sounded like a human voice, but the tone was hard to place, as if it wavered between being voiced and unvoiced. I looked around and noticed a hat above the garden hedge. It wasn't placed on the hedge. The hat was moving sideways along the top, and when it reached a gap in the hedge, I saw her.
Ooh, was she hot? Ooh.
Of course, the hat belonged to her.
Were they big jugs?
She was wearing a pale-coloured one-piece dress.
Ooh.
But the hedge was about 2 meters tall. How tall did she have to be for her head to be able to peek over it? I was stunned. The woman moved again and disappeared from my view. The hat was gone, too. And at some point, that sound had stopped. At the time, I thought she was just a very tall woman wearing thick platform boots.
I mean,
or maybe
why
a
not?
tall man dressed as a woman. Later, while drinking tea in the living room, I casually mentioned what I had seen to my grandfather and grandmother.
Yuko Ichihara, 10 out of 10 would bang. Would bang. She is very tall. And he definitely would have mentioned the jugs if that was her. I think he definitely would have mentioned the jugs. I feel like that would be the first thing you mentioned. They're bigger than her head by like 4.
Oh, I saw a really tall woman just now. Maybe it was I guess it could have been a guy. They responded with a casual, "Oh, really?" But then I added, "She was taller than the hedge. She was wearing a hat and making this weird po-ho-ho sound." And the moment I said that, both of them froze. I mean, they completely froze. Then my grandfather's expression changed to one of anger. "When did you see her? Where exactly? How much taller than the hedge was she?" He bombarded me with questions. I stammered as I answered, overwhelmed by the sheer intensity in his voice. After I finished, my grandfather fell silent and walked to the hallway phone. He picked it up and made a call. The sliding door was shut. I couldn't hear what he was saying. Meanwhile, my grandmother looked like she was trembling. When my grandfather returned, he said, "You're staying here tonight.
Ooh.
You have to stay here tonight."
Like,
I panicked. Had I done something really?
Grandparents' houses always smell weird. It's like, why do I have to stay here? It smells like salami. I used to get so upset when I had to stay at my Czech grandparents' place because it just smelled like salami. And I love salami. But I was like, it smells like salami. I don't want to sleep here. Yeah, salami. My grandpa used to make his own salami and like preserved meats and stuff. And like sausages and all of that stuff. So his house just smelled like salami. When I eat salami, I still think, oh, my grandparents.
Bad? I couldn't think of anything. I hadn't gone looking for that woman. She just appeared in front of me. "Grandma, what's going on?" I asked hesitantly. In a shaky voice, she said, "It looks like you've been marked by Hashak-sama.
Not a
Grandpa will
Shak-sama.
take care of it, so don't worry about anything, okay?" Then little by little, she started explaining.
Ooh.
There's something dangerous in this area called Hashakusama.
We gathered that much.
Hashakusama is a very tall woman, about 8 shaku, around 2.4 meters in height. She has a strange laugh, kind of like a oh, 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 in a deep male-like voice. The way she appears differs. Some see her as a young woman in mourning clothes, others as an elderly woman in a black kimono, and some as a middle-aged woman in work clothes. But she's always female, unnaturally tall, and wears something on her head, and no matter what, she always has that eerie laughter. There's an old rumor that she once followed a traveler, but no one knows for sure. Long ago, she was sealed within this area by G.Jester.
What's her name again? Akshu Saksama or something like that? Hey, we don't hate on tall women, but I'm sure being mean to tall women, it makes me... And also, don't say hate on. That's an American faux grammar concoction. You say, don't be hateful towards tall women. Shit sack summer. There you go. Pseudomastics in here with the phonics. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not smart. Listen, children, in my classroom, you will get spanked if you say hate on, love on, off of. Oh my god, that is my pet peeve. Look, I went to the most underfunded public schools in the country, and I know. It's check mama. What?
And she cannot leave. If Hashakusama marks you, you will be taken in a few days. The last known victim was about 15 years ago. According to later research, Hashakusama is somehow limited in her movement. The village elders placed Jizo statues at the 4 main borders to prevent her from wandering beyond my grandparents' area. Why she wasn't completely banished remains unclear, but there was supposedly an agreement with the neighboring villages, perhaps in exchange for better water rights or some other benefits. Her attacks only happen every few years, sometimes every decade or more. Maybe the people back then thought that it was an acceptable risk. Hearing this, I couldn't quite believe it. But then my grandfather returned, bringing an elderly woman with him. "This is serious," she said. "Hold on to this for now."
Delta volunteers his body to get taken by shit sucks Saksama. Delta will sacrifice his body for all of us. Thanks, Delta. We appreciate it.
She handed me a protective charm. Then she and my grandfather went upstairs and started doing something.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, my grandmother refused to leave my
Now's not the time, Grandma and Grandpa, okay? Disgusting. How could you do that at a time like this?
side. Even when I needed the bathroom, she insisted on coming in with me, and she wouldn't let me close the door completely. It was at that moment I finally realized that this was really bad. Before long, I was taken to a room upstairs. The windows were completely covered with newspaper, and charms were plastered all over them. Salt was placed in the four corners of the room.
Get that
in the
salt
center
out.
stood a small wooden altar with a tiny Buddhist statue placed on it. There were also 2 chamber pots, so I was supposed to relieve myself in these all night. My grandfather spoke gravely. "Sunset is near. Listen carefully. Don't leave this room until
Didn't salt the windows.
No matter
Rookie mistake. Someone's been watching Supernatural. Good job.
Do not open the door. Neither I nor your grandmother will call out to you. We will not speak to you. You are to stay inside until 7 a.m. At 7 you can leave." I nodded silently. "Keep the charm with you at all times," the elderly woman added. "And if anything happens, pray to the statue."
Ooh, okay.
I turned on the TV to distract myself, but I couldn't focus. My grandmother had given me some onigiri and snacks, but
Again, is a fear wank a thing? Because he could, if he's stressed out, he could just, you know, I don't know. I don't know, just throwing it out there. Because I know that guys have anxiety wanks. Is a fear wank a thing? Do you is that something that you guys do?
I had no appetite. All I could do was curl up in my futon, trembling. Somehow I fell asleep. When I woke up, the TV was showing a late-night program. I checked my watch. 1 a.m. Bad time to wake up, I thought. And then... knock, knock. Something lightly tapped against the window.
She's gonna get you.
A hand? I tried to convince myself that it was just the wind, but then...
Look, I wouldn't put it past a guy to be very terrified and find it sexually arousing, okay? You guys get off on some really freaking strange things, so... I'm just asking because it might be a thing.
Hey. You okay in there? If you're scared, you can come out now.
Ooh.
It was my grandfather's voice. I almost walked to the door, but then I remembered. We will not call out to you. A chill ran down my spine. That wasn't my grandfather. And then...
Ooh, Santa's coming, baby.
That laugh. I grabbed the charm and I desperately prayed. The tapping against the glass grew louder, but I didn't move. I prayed and I prayed until the morning finally came. At 7 a.m. I opened the door. My grandmother burst into tears of relief. Outside my father was waiting, and my escape had only just begun.
Uh-oh.
My grandmother sobbed, saying, thank goodness, as she clutched my hands. Downstairs my father was waiting for me. My grandfather called out to me, hurry up, get in. When I stepped outside, I saw a van parked in the yard. Several men were standing around it. I was guided to sit in the middle of the second row inside the van. The elderly woman took the front passenger seat. The men from outside got in as well. There were 9 of us in total. I was completely surrounded. One of the men, who looked about 50, sat to my right and said, this is serious. You might want to know what's happening, but for now, just keep your eyes closed and your head down. We can't see it, but you can. So
oh my
don't
god.
Open your eyes until
she's gonna chase you in the car.
My grandfather led the way in his small truck. Our van followed behind. My father drove a separate car behind us, a convoy. But we moved slowly, almost at 20 kilometers an hour, 12 miles an hour. I could hear the elderly woman whispering,
let the Yanks Google
this is a
it.
crucial moment. And then
Don't
she started
give them the
chanting
information.
a Buddhist prayer.
Ooh.
And that's when I heard it. I clenched the protective charm and kept my head down, eyes shut, but for some reason I couldn't resist. I peeked through my eyelashes and I saw white fabric. It was keeping pace with the van, a white one-piece dress. She was walking beside the van. Her head was above the window. I couldn't see her face, just the fabric of her dress moving as she walked.
You said.
She then leaned down, as if trying to peer inside. A choked noise escaped my throat, and the man next to me snapped, "Don't look!" I squeezed my eyes shut and gripped the charm even harder. Knock, knock, knock. She was tapping the glass again. The men in the van made stifled sounds. Even though they couldn't see her, the knocking continued. The elderly woman's prayers grew louder. Then suddenly, silence.
Oh, is she dead? Is she
The elderly woman finally said, "We've made it through." The men sighed in relief. We stopped at a wide section of the road. I was transferred to my father's car. My grandfather and father bowed deeply.
I love the Operation Old People Exorcist, though. I like that. Just a bunch of old people protecting you from freaking demon, yokai, ghost shit. Fucking, yeah, that was pretty badass. That was pretty good. I like it.
To the men. Then, the elderly woman approached me. "Show me the charm," she said. I looked down, and the charm I had been gripping all night had completely turned black. "It's probably fine for now, but just in case, keep this with you for a while." She handed me a new charm. Then my father and I drove home. A few days later, my motorcycle was delivered. My grandfather and some neighbors had gone to fetch it. That's when my father finally told me. I knew about Hashak-sama, he admitted. When I was a kid.
Hashak-sama sounds like, you know, in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where there's like that Hindu temple thingy under the thing. I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a minute. And they're like doing the ceremony where they rip people's hearts out. It sounds like Kalima Shaknado, where they like reach in and they pull out people's hearts. Yeah. Anyway, that's what it sounds like.
One of my friends was taken by her. There were others too. People who had to move away because they were marked. The men in the van, I found out, were all my distant relatives. Every single one of them had some kind of blood connection to me. Even my grandfather at the front and my father at the back, they were part of the barrier. They surrounded me, so Hashak-sama wouldn't be able to tell which one was me. My uncle couldn't make it in time, so they gathered the nearest male relatives I had instead. And since night was more dangerous, they had me stay locked in a room until morning. My father then said something that chilled me to the bone.
Uh-oh.
Grandpa and I were ready to die in your place if necessary. After I got home, my grandfather called. That night, I asked, "Did you call out to me?" His answer was immediate. "I didn't say a word when you were locked in that room."
Well,
I felt a cold
obviously,
shiver down my spine.
it's what's her face. It's what's her
Hashak-sama
tits.
mainly targets children and young people. When you're scared and vulnerable and you hear a familiar voice calling you, it's too easy to fall for it. Years passed. I started to forget about that terrifying night.
I would
Then
think
one
about it
day,
every night.
I received a call from my grandmother. Her voice was shaking. "The Jizo statues sealing Hashak-sama, the one blocking the road to your house." My grandfather had passed away 2 years prior. I wasn't even allowed to attend his funeral. Before he became bedridden, he had strictly forbidden me from ever returning.
Aww.
"No matter what happens, don't let him come back here," he had told my grandmother. But I tell myself it's just a superstition. Something that doesn't really belong in the modern world, but deep down I can't shake the feeling that there's a chance I may hear that sound again.
Oh.
That deep laugh.
Don't call me a hoe. Don't call me a hoe. That's sex shaming. That's kink shaming. I don't like this spirit. It keeps on calling me a hoe. Stop it.
Hashak-sama is no ordinary ghost story. It is a tale woven from Japan's deep-rooted fears of spirits that do not simply haunt, but hunt. Unlike restless yurei, whose grievances can be settled, or yokai, who can be mischievous but also sometimes harmless, Hashak-sama is something completely different.
Ooh.
A presence that lingers in the shadows of rural folklore, an entity that does not forget those it marks. Her legend spread rapidly, beyond its origins, whispered in online horror forums, shared in late-night conversations, and adapted into digital folklore. Stories of impossibly tall figures watching from the edges of fields or peering over high walls have appeared in horror manga, video games, and film. The tale's structure, rooted in tradition yet unnervingly modern, has made it one of Japan's most recognizable urban legends, joining the ranks of the slit-mouthed woman, Kuchisaki Onna, and Teke Teke. But as with many urban legends, one question lingers. Where did this story truly begin? Was Hashak-sama merely the product of a ghost story meant to scare children? Or does she belong to something older, something once sealed away by forgotten rituals? And if those seals were ever true...
Spirited away, she did. She came from the spirit bathhouse. You worked it out, Ricochet. We just need to take her back to have a bath, and then she'll feel better, and she won't be walking around hurling misogynistic slurs at people. Okay, I'm not a hoe. How dare you? I feel personally attacked.
...truly broken. Would we even know?
Ooh, I will BRB. Do 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 do. Oh no. So after researching the Shakusama, I can't read. It turns out 90% of the drawings of her are lewd. Of course they are. Of course they are. Men going to do what they do. Actually, I will Google it off screen. And I'll see if it breaches TOS or not. But I will share with the class. Don't worry, guys. If it's safe to do so, I will let's have a look-see. Fan art. Yeah, it's pretty safe. Let's go. Let's scroll through some pictures. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong side. Let me move over so we can see them. That would help. Let's go back. Oh, forced to look into her boobs if you're sure. So that's me. Not only do I have to deal with the face that I was only gifted with an amazing face, an amazing ass, and no boobs, but I have to look straight into the big breasts of another woman just to rub it in my face, just because I'm short. That is so unfair. This really is a horror story. How rude. Oh, she's saying po po po, not ho ho ho. There you go. Ooh, she's lifting up her white dress, boys. Careful. I'm not talking about motorboating hyperbovian. Although typically that is what rubbing your breasts in somebody's face is. Anyway, ooh. He's gonna get motorboated to death, guys. Look. She's about to see how I'm working on like my ultimate goal of crushing men's skulls with my thighs. She's gonna do it with her titties, and that's something I will never be able to do. So respect to you, whatever your fucking name is. Shakusama. Hats off to you, darling, because I can't do that. I can't do that. I was not blessed in that way. God damn it. Oh. Any other funny ones? I want to find like a really funny one. The picture with the little boy is literally from a hentai. Well, you would know, Pseudomastics. Thank you for sharing with the class. You saw a video of a beer can being smashed by a boob. Yeah, there's some big boobs out there. Do you want to know what's so unfair? My mum and my sister both have massive jugs, and I don't. Like, how is that fair? Although, I'm... No, I shouldn't say that. It sounds too narcissistic. I won't say it. I won't say it. Ooh, I like that one. I would wear this. I would wear this. Although, you know what? I did spend the majority of my childhood malnutrition, so I probably didn't grow into my full potential. So a way to kickstart that again. The fashion of Japanese ghosts is on point. Yeah, it is. What about the ghost of like Coco Chanel pseudomastics, or like the ghost of like, I don't know, Christian Dior, somebody like that? I think they would have fashionable ghosts, right? No. I don't know. I wasn't going to say that. I made a point not to say Hugo Boss. Those Nazis were snappy dresses, weren't they, boys? Jeez. And then I just said it anyway because I can't help myself. Yeah, Coco Chanel was a collaborator. '17th to 18th century ghosts are cool. Yeah, like a hot bitch in a corset. Maybe like a partially undressed, like, not with like the full bustle skirt, but just like the corset and maybe like some knickerbockers. That could be, that could be hot. Oh, and they used to rock fishnets then as well. And boots. That's basically what I wear out anyway. Could be hot. You never know. Hang on, I'm gonna put us in the void until I find something. Till I find something to watch. We're all in the void together. Together in the void of friendship. I need help. I need a lot of help. You know some other horror shorts? Are they gonna make me sad? How come ghosts are never naked? Well, some of them are. There's that ghost at the pub on Flinders Street across from the station that has the ghost with the Brazilian. She's like, you know, she's living a harsh life in like colonial Australia and she still has somehow managed to have hairless flaps. And like, I commend her for that. I commend her for that because as a woman, I know that's a lot of upkeep, you know? I know that's a lot of upkeep. So hats off to you. I think her name was Chloe. Hats off to you, Chloe. At the pub across the road from Flinders Street Station. We salute you. I walked past that the other day and I was like, oh, that's where the ghost with the Brazilian is. And my friend was like, huh? And I was like, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about it. She's just out here making sure her flaps are pristine. We salute her. What you got for me, Pseudomastics? You can't post links in chat actually. Only the little swords can. Whisper. I am your mummy. You know of a Korean online comic that has a good jump scare? You mean the link? It's very scary. Will I die? You'd have to look it up on Google. I don't know. It seemed as though you like prefaced it with it's very scary. Guess who just got a paper cut? I'm guessing it's you, Delta. I'm guessing it is you. Should I do it? Should I do it? I'm so scared. There are a few Korean movies that I really want to see. I want to see a movie called Exuma. But I have to find somewhere to watch it for free. You're easy though? That's good to know, Pseudomastics. Pseudomastics is easy if anybody is in the Queensland region. Sorry, I'm such a child. I can't stop myself. I need help. I need help. And I'm not gonna get it. If any girl is in the... Are you saying girl? Like, are you saying like girl? Or are you saying like only girls? I assume you mean women. Women only. Women only need apply. I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that. You are being sarcastic. I assume you are being sarcastic. And duly noted. Duly noted, sir. It uses animation to deliver jump scares. I don't actually know if I can do this. I don't actually know. I might be too much of a pussy, guys. Or do you just want to hear me fucking scream and be disturbed? Is that what you freaks get off on? Because I mean, I do scream like a girl. Funnily enough. Funnily enough, I do. I'm kind of scared. Like, Pseudo, what are the chances that this is like gonna ruin my next 24 hours of me being curled up in a ball? There's only 2 jump scares. Okay, I'll try and get through them. I have taken heart medication, so at least I won't drop dead. Okay. I'll put it up. The following is a special chiller thriller which may include shocking scenes. Oh, sorry if you have epilepsy. It's just flashing. Turn up your volume when reading for more immersive experience. I think the volume is up. Do I have to do anything? No, I'm already scared. I'm already scared. Because it's... I don't think it's working. Or is that part of the jump scare? Yeah, it's gonna fucking make me think it's not working and then it's gonna jump scare me. Sorry guys, I'm too scared. I'm too scared. Oh, here's an urban legend. Oh. Sorry guys, I thought I could do it. You got to scroll down, but let's watch a video instead. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. I only have like paperback manuals that I read. I don't really do the webtoon thing or do the... I like books. I like books that I can hold in my hand. I'm so scared. Nothing scary has happened, but now I'm just anticipating something scaring me and I'm super fucking anxious about it. Help me. Help me. Do you like being scared, Pseudomastics? Why do you watch horror movies? Did you have a happy childhood? I have questions. I have questions about people of your kind.
In the summer of 1970, Kana, an 8-year-old girl from Tokyo, and her parents traveled to the small town of Aya in Miyazaki Prefecture to visit her grandparents. They had a small house and a large property which Kana reveled in running around and exploring the lush green and overgrown.
What horror movies do you recommend, Pseudomastics? Preferably not jump scare ones. I can't deal with that. I think this is called The 8-Foot Lady. I think it's the same thing that we just watched, but we'll see. This time it's a girl, a grill if you will.
Countryside. Kana's parents had left her in the care of her grandparents as they tended to some commitments in the city of Miyazaki itself, which Kana did not mind at all. She loved the freedom of being in the wide open spaces outdoors and would disappear for hours into the surrounding forest. It was on the second day her parents were gone that Kana had her first unfortunate encounter with Hachishaku-sama, the 8th.
Yeah, it's the same story, but this one's done better. They put way more effort into theirs. Sorry, I am kind of scared, so I'm just making mouth noises. The stims never stop. Sorry, I'll try and stop. Am I streaming for not much longer? I'm probably gonna have to eat and catch up on all the news today, and then stream tonight because I haven't eaten today. Like I had a coffee. I woke up really early and I had a coffee, and then I like passed out, and then yeah, I haven't I need to eat. I've just had coffee today, so. Yeah, I should, I probably watch one more and then we'll probably call it because that's 3 hours, and then I'll stream for 2 or 3 hours tonight. So I reckon that is probably good. It's almost a full day at the office if you bludge for 2 days, for 2 hours, for 2 days. I want to bludge for 2 days. That sounds good. Greek mythology? Oh no! Greek mythology has Pandora. She stole my name. I'm just a cuter version of Pandora. I'm Pandadora. It's way cuter. So what's the go, Pseudomastics? Did you have a happy childhood? Is that where you seek thrills in horror movies? What's going on? Is there like a sadistic element? I want to know. Tell me all about it. I demand a look into your psyche. I must know. I must find out. Oh, phone call. Sorry, that was my dad calling me. Good news, my nan is okay. They can't really do anything because she's in like northern New South Wales and there's like no doctors in on the weekend, apparently. But she's stable and she didn't die, so that's good. We do like that. We do like to hear that. Your childhood was fantastic. Yeah, that's my point, Pseudomastics. This is my theory, right? People that have happy childhoods and don't have trauma, they like to watch horror movies so they can feel the fucking adrenaline that I have pumping around my veins 24/7. Because my mom was a psychopath and I don't know, like, because all the adrenaline junkies that I know, they all like had really happy childhoods, and I'm like, I'm happy for you, but how you feel like when you're like going on a roller coaster is how I feel when I leave my house to go get milk. So, you know, it's I don't know. That's my theory. I don't know if that's something the mental health community has floated, but that's my observation from my data points that I have collected from my own very very selective fuck, I forgot the word. Sample. My very selective sample size. Wow, my brain just completely fell out. There you go. There you go. But yes, it is good news. It is good news. She's gonna be okay. Probably. They can't run tests yet till there's like a cardiologist or something there. Which must suck to live out in the middle of nowhere. Actually, I think Brisbane is going to be the closest hospital to where she is because she's right at like the tippy top. Oh, actually, there'd be Gold Coast hospitals, right? I think so. They would be the closest though, because Sydney is like 10 hours away from where she is. I don't know. It's going to be hard to get up there. Oh, let's see this. It's Australian urban legends. Ooh. Australia. Fuck yeah. Let's go, cunts.
Do you think urban legends are just made-up stories to scare people?
Yes.
Well, you might want to think twice. Australia's urban legend...
Oh, that's me when I've had too much to drink and I'm trying to like sneak into someone's backyard to have a cheeky bushwee. That's me. Sorry if I scared you. That's just how I look after I've had a few too many bevies. You know how it gets.
Legends are not just fables. They're terrifying tales rooted in real events. Stories that could make even the most skeptical reconsider their beliefs. Imagine, every step you take in an Australian forest, every river you cross, could be steeped in gruesome tales and supernatural entities waiting for the perfect chance to reveal themselves. What if I told you these...
So they're flashing ghosts. They want to reveal themselves to me. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a crime, but okay. I'm pretty sure that's called indecent exposure. Please keep your ghost genitals to yourself. Unless you're hot, unless you're Ned Kelly, then feel free. Feel free to put them in my face.
Stories aren't just figments of the imagination, but that there are people who swear they have experienced strange and inexplicable events. If you think the world is a safe place, you might be mistaken.
Oh,
Curiosity
no.
might be rewarded, but only if you're prepared for what comes with it. Keep reading, and you might never see the world the same way again.
Ooh.
So, put on your headphones, turn off the lights, and snuggle up under your blanket. Shall we begin? In Queensland, in the town of Babinda, there is a legend that...
Oh no, Pseudomastics, is that near you? I don't know where that is. Is that near where you live? Be careful. Why has it got a Spanish name if it's...
defies
What?
time and logic. It is said that in the waters of the Babinda River lives a terrible entity, born from an ancient tragedy. It all started with a young woman...
Not incredibly accurate, is it? Alright.
...named Ulana, from a local tribe. She was forced to marry Warano, the tribe's chief, a powerful man, but much older. Despite being married, Ulana's heart belonged...
They've got, like, Native American people as, like, First Nations Australian. It's, like, very different bone structure, very different, like, everything. I don't know, it's taking me out of it, guys. It's taking me out of it.
...to a young warrior, a man she was completely in love with. They planned to run away together, trying to escape the oppressive life she led. But things went terribly wrong. When Warano discovered the betrayal, blinded by rage, he organized a group of warriors to chase the lovers, determined to restore his honor. Ulana and her beloved ran towards the Babinda River, hoping to escape. But realizing they were surrounded, Ulana made a desperate decision. She threw herself into the raging waters of the river, preferring to die rather than be captured. Her body...
I'll check that out. I'll check that out next week. Pseudomastics. I'm gonna write it down in my handy dandy notebook. Where did my fucking notebook go? I don't know. I'll write it on my hand. What could happen? What could go wrong? There we go. I have a very big brain.
It was never found. Legend has it that Ulana's spirit was trapped in the waters, turning into a vengeful demon. Those who approach the river at night risk being mistaken for Warano.
Some cuck-faced girl in a pond. Duck-faced girl. Hey, I have big lips. I have big lips. That's rude. That is rude. What do you have against... Look, my lips are naturally, like, very full. I've had people come up to me and ask me where I got my filler done because they look really natural. And I was like, yeah, because they're from my mum's uterus. You weirdo. You weirdo.
Those warriors. Ulana, still believing she is being hunted, emerges from the waters and pulls the unsuspecting into the depths, where their bodies are never found.
I definitely want to live under the water and drag men under there and then crush them to death with my thighs. Yeah, that's definitely my dream. I think that's something I should like strive towards. You know, we all have our dreams. I'm gonna make mine happen.
Each disappearance, the legend of the river demon grows. Many
oh, now she's Japanese.
Echoing in the dark. Others swear they've seen a female figure with hollow eyes emerging from the waters only to disappear in the blink of an eye. The inhabitants of Babinda avoid the river after dark, believing that Ulana's spirit will only find peace when her story is told and her tragedy understood. But until then, the Babinda River remains a place of terror, a reminder that the past can be more alive than we imagine. Those who approach the river are not safe, where Ulana's revenge still reigns supreme. Hidden deep within the Australian forests lies a creature few dare to speak of. The Yaramai Hahu, as it is known, appears as a small...
Isn't that what American women call their vaginas? Hoo-ha-hoo or hoo-ha or something? I swear I've heard someone say that.
A red-skinned man, just over 1.5 meters tall. He may seem harmless, but don't be fooled by his size. This little monster is a true force of terror. He has unique features, fingers and toes with suction cups, a disproportionately large mouth, and curiously, no teeth. This only adds to the mystery of how he manages to be so deadly. He does not chase his victims. Instead, he prefers to wait for them patiently from the treetops, hidden like a shadow. When an unsuspecting traveler passes under the tree where the Yaramai Hahu is hidden, the creature does not hesitate. He launches from above, fastening his suction cups onto the skin of his victim and sucking their blood.
Ooh.
The process is painful and slow, but usually not fatal. The victim, now weak and disoriented, barely has time to react. The monster then swallows them whole without chewing.
God.
But the nightmare is far from over. Inside the monster, the victim remains alive as he takes a nap, digesting them slowly. Upon waking, the Yaramaihahu spits the victim back out into the external world. Yet they never come out the same. Their skin turns reddish, bones appear shorter, and a strange transformation begins to take hold of them. If the victim is unlucky enough to survive this first encounter, they will be captured again by the monster, who repeats the process until the person is unrecognizable, transformed into another creature like him. Aboriginal tribes of the region have passed down this story from generation to generation. They fear the creature and avoid certain parts of the forests where it is known to hunt.
Okay. I believe you. I believe in you. Oh, that's our Etsy spell search. Dude, some witches are charging like $800-900 a spell. If you want some like easy money, just go on Etsy and say you're casting spells for people. Be like, I'm a 9th generation blood witch related to, I don't know, some European monarch. Just make some shit up. Seems like a lucrative business. Does anybody have any ghost stories that they want to share? Actually, I love hearing people's ghost stories. I love hearing other people's spoopy experiences. Please, everybody, share with the class. I'm going to go back into the void. We're in the void. La 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 la. I'm just assuming everybody's taking their time, writing out a compelling story. I do feel like a school teacher. Like you just make some statement and then you say discuss, and you make people write an essay. High school is still fresh trauma in my brain. I feel like I'll never get over the fact that I was forced to go to a place I didn't want to for 6 hours a day. Hello, KX. Ooh. I'm looking at stuff off stream. I think there's a lot of ghost gooners out here, like people that like sexy ghosts. I don't know what's happening, but it seems to be a theme. Is big Pseudomastics is Big Diddy Ghost like a sub genre in like the horror movie? Is the horror movie genre? Do 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 do. I was wondering where Delta went. He went to have a shower. Oh, hey Ibrahim, good to see you. Yeah, I forgot what your name on Twitch was. It's hard to keep track. It's called Piranha 3 Double D. Oh no. That sounds painful. That sounds like a sore back. Are the piranhas like biting the double Ds? Ugh. I technically am a double D cup, but my back measurement is like 8, so it makes my boobs like not big. But if you say to someone, oh, I'm an 8 double D, they're like, oh, your boobs aren't big. And you're like, yeah, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, because your cup size is the differential between your back measurement and the difference between like basically like the circumference across like the tallest part of your boob, I guess is the best way to describe it. And that's how you get it. But yeah, I have to go to special bra shops because my rib cage is way smaller than the average person's rib cage. You grew up in a haunted house, and when you were around 7, you saw a ghost. It looked like a man looking out a window. Years later, you found a book based on the ghost stories of your hometown, and there was a section based on a ghost of a man looking out a window. It was even on the same street that the house you saw the ghost was on. But it was a different house, apparently. Around 20 houses down. Hey, who's to say that he's, like, stuck to one house? He might wander around. He might be, you know... He might not be a fixed spirit. He might just like the general area. That's spooky. Were you scared? Did you scream? Did you freeze? Like, what were the vibes like? When you were 3 years old, you and your brother waited up for Santa. The lights were off and you heard the big moan and had to run to bed in the dark. That could be either scary or sus. I'm not sure. Not sure. Do you know what I'm gonna do? When I have like more viewers, I'm gonna like set up a call in. Hello, you're talking to Pandora. The name of the haunted house was Oakdean. You were pretty scared and you asked your mom who that was looking out the window, but she couldn't see anyone. Yeah, I think kids can definitely, I think if there are ghosts, I think like kids and cats definitely seem to be like more attuned to whatever that is. Like, I do love supernatural stuff. I just can't handle like jump scares and stuff like that. Like, it's too much. It's too much for me. I'll die. Meow, 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 meow. Well, I don't really have any content, guys, unless you guys just want to turn it into a chat stream and we just chat. I don't know. Kind of hungry, but you know, I could wait a little longer to eat. It's not a big deal. If I take my medication in the next hour or so, I should be right. Because I've been taking my antibiotic at like 5, so I've just been taking my lupus medication at the same time. I'll look up this Oakdean house, actually. Am I allowed to look that up? Pseudomastics, or is it like doxing where you live? Or is it just where you used to live? Kind of interested to see what kind of house it is. You have more horror shorts, but you're also chill with whatever. Alright, cool, I want to look it up. I love old houses. I assume it's an old house. You didn't live there, but you lived near there, right? Like the same town. Put Queensland. Toowoomba? Did you know that the Koreans have a dish called Toowoomba pasta? Oakdean in Toowoomba likely refers to the historical farm of that name, once located on the Darling Downs and now mentioned in early historical accounts. The search also brings up Oaks Toowoomba Hotel, a modern hotel. This probably has it. Really? What is it? Well, they have, you know, that American restaurant Outback Steakhouse. They have restaurants in Korea. Anyway, Korea wanted to make like, you know, Shin Ramen? They wanted to make like a creamy version of Shin Ramen, but like they do it with, I think they do it with the actual like Shin Ramen like noodles, but you can make it with pasta. So it's basically like a white sauce with the Shin Ramen. And I think they just literally got a map of Australia out and they were like, what sounds cool? And then I think Toowoomba worked well with like the Korean, like the Hangul sounds. So I think that's why they used it. But yeah, it's called Toowoomba pasta. Hang on, I'll bring it up. I've had it actually, because you can buy the Shin Ramen Toowoomba pasta flavor now. It's basically just a creamy, or if you want to make it yourself, you can just get some Shin Ramen and like pour some cream in there. There's recipes online. But yeah, it's one of like the biggest, it was one of the biggest like trends or like trending foods. You know how like even foods are trends now? It was like something that was really big like last year. How weird, it has prawns in it even though Toowoomba isn't any near any body of water. Yeah, no, it's 100% just a Korean saw the name Toowoomba and was like, well, it's Outback Steakhouse, so we have to call it something from Australia, or Hoju as they would say, because Australia is Hoju in Korean, which I think is really cool. But yeah, there you go. That's what it is. But yeah, I did see it in Woolies a while ago. Shin Ramyeon. Toowoomba. Oh, it's called Toomba. They changed it to Toomba, maybe for copyright reasons. But yeah, if you want to try it, Shin Ramen's one's called Toomba. Although you're probably better off just making it yourself with the Shin Ramen packets. I think like it would taste way better with like real prawns and real cream. It's pretty easy to make. Like it's not. It would not be hard. But yeah. Man, I get so sidetracked so fucking easily. That's a railway station. Where's the one I want? Oh, it's not even here. Oh, yes it is, but there's no picture. Oh, it's near the TAFE. Okay, that helps me. That helps me a lot. How dare you? But yeah, there you go. Toowoomba is known throughout Korea. So, clap, clap for Toowoomba. Oh wait, here we go. Here we go. South Korea. I don't think that Kim Jong-un would allow an American steak chain to operate in North Korea. I don't think he would. So, can you really be sidetracked in just chatting? I don't know. Probably not. I'm just used to like flashing myself up for stuff. People are like, why are you apologizing for blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, I don't know. Because I want to. Here we go. Ooh, that looks cool. What are you hearting? What did I say now? I didn't do anything. Leave me alone, Delta. Toowoomba is an idyllic town. Idyllic. I say idyllic. The house is at 133 Bridge Street. This is an article about it. Or it has it in it, apparently. Oh, apparently it's the most haunted city in Australia. Damn, maybe I need to go there and film some spoopy content. Is it just like, is the suburb just Toowoomba, or... I don't know how Toowoomba works. Toowoomba is a city? Yeah, so I assume it has suburbs. Thanks for the nose username, Barino, but how do I know that everything in Toowoomba isn't called Toowoomba? How would I know? Guys are doing my heading. Well, it's saying Toowoomba. It's saying North Toowoomba. So it's in North Toowoomba. And that was the information I was trying to obtain. You could have just said North Toowoomba. You could have said Toowoomba's a city. Like, yeah, I got that. I got that part, guys. Oh, let's pick on the bimbo girl. Oh, it's pretty. I like it. Oh, I would live here. Could do with more land. Oh, nice veranda. I like it. Some really nice cornicing, some nice archways. Yeah, this is nice. Nice fire mantle. Or a nice, like, cafe window. Yeah, it's a really pretty house. I wonder how much it sold for last time. I'm not moving to Queensland, guys, don't worry. I just want to see how much. I just want to see how much this type of thing goes for. It doesn't have an estimate. No way. Oh, that's the rental. I thought they were saying it was $760,000. I was going to be like, that can't be right. That's how much it would get a week in rent. It's got 16 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. Oh, it's Federation. It was built in 1900. It last sold... What the fuck? It last sold in 2025 for 1.1. How can you get that for 1.1? That's nuts. This sold for $1.1 million. Dude, you couldn't... That makes me so sad. Why do I have to have a visceral hatred for Queensland? Dude, I would buy this for $1.1 million. I would marry one of the lawyers that hits on me at work and take half his money, and then I would buy this. But it has to be in Queensland, and that's against my religion. That 16 bedrooms has got to be a... No, it's on realestate.com, and they've got the data. Like, they've got the... Oh, they've got it currently configured as a backpackers. Freaking hate backpackers. Why are backpackers going to Toowoomba, pseudomastics? What's happening in Toowoomba? Is it a party town? Is it crack-a-lackin' out there? Yeah, this is gorgeous. Oh, I'm so sad. Drugs mostly? Yeah, sounds like most rural places. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad I don't get to live in a house like that. You might be responsible for maintaining the house according to historical standards. You would be. Most of those types of properties in Australia are oh, freaking, the word went out of my head. What's the society that takes care? National Trust. The National Trust. That's yeah, a lot of those places are. I would be so down to I've always wanted to live in like a historical home. I am so down to preserve like the integrity of any historical building. Are you making fun of me, Delta? I'll fucking come. I'll come and get you. See all 6 bathrooms at the inspection. Well, there's been backpackers in there. They can't be in very good condition. They can't be in very good condition. Well, then don't backchat in class, Delta, and then I won't have to come out there and, you know, deal with you. It's a little bit rude. There, it's incredibly more expensive than the price of the home. Yeah, I think it depends like what kind of upkeep it needs. I think it depends whether or not it needs restoration work or just like upkeep. Bow, bow, bow. I kind of want to check in with the protests, but I also want to do that tonight. And it's like, I want to look at people bashing each other. Like a castle is like $1 million a month. I'm sure it's not cheap. Protests are over. Was there any good punch-ons? Am I going to get excited when I watch it? Yay, people punching each other, my favorite. You have no idea? Haven't been paying attention? Yeah, we'll check it out tonight. We'll check it out tonight. I should probably go eat, guys. I think I'm kind of losing my mind. I mean, not that I ever had it, but it's lost. Yeah, if you want the Discord, get the Discord, I guess. People are in the Discord, discording, I guess. And being discordant. All right. I'm gonna go eat. Bye.